Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Yes, I am wearing my hat again. Got a horrible case of bedhead that I just can't get away. Anyways, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. I go by Mechanical Beanstalk. My lighting is kind of weird. Can't seem to get it quite right. But anyways, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. I go by Mechanical Beanstalk. My introduction is thus. I am a variety streamer who tries to do more off-the-radar games, which includes more games that are very strongly community-focused or modded focused, or indies or retros that need a little bit more time in the spotlight. We are continuing the legendary, the amazing, unofficial Warhammer 40,000 Sundays, where on Sundays we unofficially play Warhammer 40,000 games, right? I laugh because it's just the most silliest thing that I'm talking about. I'm saying you guys. I won't throw you guys under the bus by saying you're a part of this madness. But yeah, we are. My microphone is running. I got to check my microphone every single time. You never know. But yeah, we are playing Warhammer 40,000 Sundays, and more specifically, we're going back to our playthrough, our second playthrough of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Warhammer 40,000 is off in the 40,000 plus, where mankind is in general. It's a great galactic empire. It's it's full of decay. It's all oversized, bloated. Technology is kind of backwards and treating us almost like an archaic spiritual reverence. The faster in life travel is achieved through sailing through hell. And yeah, there's all sorts of like crazy, kooky, over the top things, and with a little bit of sprinkling in of like grim, dark, Call of Cthulhu, and cosmic madness kind of stuff. It's good. It's my favorite setting. So first playthrough, we actually did a Space Viking King. So I should say Rogue Trader, if you're unfamiliar with it. They're privateering merchant princes that can kind of go where they want to gain profit in order to, hopefully that profit will one day transfer back to the Imperium, the Imperium of man at large. So the first campaign, we were doing kind of like a Space Viking King themed Rogue Trader with like dual axes and running across the battlefield, just mowing things down. Hey, the Dev. Good morning, the Dev. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing okay. How's life? How's it going? But yeah, we played the Space Viking King. We went through the entire campaign. That was before any of the DLCs are really major updates. So there's a lot of the content that actually was dropped afterwards. Second campaign that we're actually playing through, I wanted to try out a mod called Toy Box that lets you change the physical appearance of your character, right? In Warhammer 40,000, there are kind of variants of like the classic fantasy characters like space elves, space dwarves, space halflings. In this universe, they're called ratlings, and they're just like small people that like to steal and like to cook. Essentially, they're just halflings in space, but a little bit dirtier. Through a loophole in getting the warrant of trade, the contract that lets you be a rogue trader, this new dynasty, this new family of rogue traders was given to a ratling, a space halfling. That's what we started off with. We played through the new DLC content. We got the new the overseer content, which is like a pet class, and yeah, we went through a lot of adventures. We actually, due to a storyline issue, semi-spoilers, I'll put my head down when there's no spoilers, we were transferred into a body of a handmaiden. And I thought it would be funny if, that effect kind of went on for a little bit longer than it does in the normal campaign. So currently, our Space Halfling King, our Space Halfling Rogue Trader is stuck in the body of a handmaiden from a feudal world, right? So we're playing it as that. The idea is that he's gonna I was a Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game, like pen and paper role-playing game like Dungeons & Dragons. I was a game master on that type of game for Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader and Dark Heresy. I had 4 or 5 campaigns under my belt, so I played a decent amount. And I like to talk about the lore on these particular streams, right? because the lore of Warhammer 40,000 is like 30 plus years, so you got a lot of content to talk about, right? So, but anyways, in keeping with the role-playing aspect of the character, it's going to force our character, Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle of the Teawhistle Dynasty, to delve into the bleak and the demonic, the sorceress arts in order to restore his body. Which canonically, we're going to still have. It will be a Space Halfling campaign, but we will be doing once we get tier 3. Once we get tier 3 classes, we will be able to actually get psychic abilities, right? So I was going to start giving him more like healing abilities as well. And in lore-wise, I will say he's got enough of a heretical lore to transfer his mind back into his other body. And we the handmaiden, through the power of mods, still has his body back on the ship. So mods are beautiful, and definitely when you get into games that have a very strong modded community, you get like to see a community that really loves their game very, very dearly. So yeah, that's kind of where we are right now. We're doing some of the first DLC quests where we talk to the death cult that is on your starship, right? And the idea, this campaign, this stream, we're just going to kind of go around leveling up a little bit, because I kind of found out some of the fights that we got into, they were pretty tough. I think that we were probably a little bit underleveled, so I'm going to try to put a little bit more levels under my belt, our belt rather. So let's see here. We need to start whenever we can. We're going to the first. There's 3 different alignments, right? Dogmatic is more your religious totalitarian empire, which the Imperium is. You're more like you're a believer of the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, that sort of thing. And you worship the God Emperor. So dogmatic is kind of like that alignment. There's 3 different alignments. Iconoclast is more like more the Star Trek-y alignment variant, where like human life is very important, right? You go out of your way to help the needy and the sick, that sort of thing. And then heretical is just like F everything. I just want everything to burn. So we did dogmatic, a combination of dogmatic and iconoclast last time. With our Space Viking King, and now we're just going to try heretical because I want to see like the story beats, and we've had a different story beat. We've had a pretty different campaign so far compared to the first one. Most of the companions that you get in the game, I've actually altered their portraits and their character model to make them a little bit to make them into space halflings, right? So Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle still in the body of his handmaiden, right? He's he insists on everyone calling him my lord instead of my lady. We're not there yet, right? He's doing some research on the side, my head canon anyways. He's eventually going to get back. We got 𝕽𝖃, right? Most of these characters we did not. You know what I should do? Let's do. You got to load the game for their height differences to kind of take into effect. So let's do that really quick while we're talking. But yeah, 𝕽𝖃. These are all characters that we didn't play through in the first campaign. Not really. So load game, quick save. And sometimes the load times can take a decent amount of time. If load times take a decent amount of time, we'll flip over to some of the Rogue Trader or the Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game PDFs. So we'll just talk about Warhammer 40,000 lore, more specifically the lore that you see in the the pen and paper RPG. So that's how I typically run this stuff, and everyone seems pretty happy. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I don't think I've really talked about the new DLC coming up. So DLC Season 2, we've had, I guess they're just going to be, I've heard there's only going to be 4 DLCs total for this game, right? So we got, what was it? The Assassin one that added a couple new archetypes, right? Then we had the one we're playing on mostly right now in this campaign, right? The Arbiter one, where you kind of find stolen funds for the Imperium, and he unlocks the Overseer, the pet class, right? So the next one, I've heard, I think some developers, I think I'm remembering this right, but some developers were talking about how maybe I'm getting too far ahead of myself, but the third one, the one that's coming up, is supposed to be like Necrons. And Necrons, if you're unfamiliar with Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game, they are essentially space undead, right? They're living metal constructs, but undying. They come back to life. I've never been. It's probably. I don't hate the Necrons as a faction, but I feel like Necrons to me, they've been my least favorite Warhammer 40,000 faction, and I'm hoping that playing through the Necron DLC quest will actually change that. So hopefully it has some good lore. But the idea is that you are raiding the vault of a infamous Necron collector called 𝕺𝖺 the Infinite. You're raiding his vault, right? Now you might be actually picked up there. The developers have said that 𝕺𝖺 the Infinite is a very common infamous character in the Warhammer 40,000 lore, right? So the 𝕺𝖺 the Infinite actually he finds your character interesting, right? And he starts messing with your stuff, touching all your stuff. I'm assuming he touches like I'm assuming, I wouldn't be surprised, because like the Necrons have like the super like kind of like the crater race technology in this particular sci-fi universe. So they have all sorts of things like steal. I don't know specifically if they ever said that they can steal planets, but they can like create and extinguish stars, like that level of technology, right? So it would be really interesting if they actually like stole one of your planets, right? So there's I would be fascinated if they actually did introduce more colony worlds. Colony worlds is like one of the subsystems in this Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader role-playing game. Anyways, so what I was talking about, so you're heavily involved with 𝕺𝖺 the Infinite. There's a lot of like Necron, like undead skeleton, like fighting, right? There is a lot of lore. Maybe that's something we can actually talk about, but I don't know. Maybe we'll wait and talk about the bulk of Warhammer 40,000 Necron lore in terms of 𝕺𝖺 the Infinite when the DLC gets a little bit closer. I think we're still like at least a couple months off, so we got a ways to go. But anyway, saying a little bit more about the vault, it has like notable characters from over the course of like 10,000 years are like locked up in the vault, right? It's one of those bigger on the inside, kind of like space-time folds. So it's just like a giant super dungeon that we would probably go through, right? So one thing, a couple things it can do, right? One thing it can do if you're raiding this vault, this particular vault, is that you can actually talk to characters that are presumed alive or dead, right, from the other side of the galaxy, right? There's certain factions that we're probably not going to be able to I
won't tolerate weakness.
The day will come with, is this or something? Okay, whatever. Let's go back. Actually, I want to make sure. I should probably check some information. My quest journal to make sure that I don't have anything else to do here. Anyways, what else was I saying? But yeah, like the. Let me go here. So let me kind of illustrate what I'm saying here. So just scoop boop doo. So Cronus map, right? This actually, I don't think I actually have an Imperial map on standby. Warhammer 40,000 galactic galaxy map. Okay, so this is a classic one. Which one should I use? There's a lot of really cool ones, but let's see here. This is I think the current one that we actually have in the current Warhammer 40,000 lore, and I think Rogue Trader takes place during the Great Divide, or whatever the event is called, when the Great Rift was opened up. Well, I can talk about that later. But okay, so this map right here, currently in Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, it doesn't really say that much in the Warhammer 40,000 cRPG, just because the way information travels is a little bit limited. It drops hints that there's a wider problem happening in the Imperium, but it's totally understandable if like the main news never gets back to us. Like warp storms are kind of like the, what I said, like the hell dimension that it's used for faster than light travel. When it like bleeds into the material universe, sometimes it has like energy storms that result from that kind of experience, and that can cut off like warp travel. It can do all sorts of like crazy things. It can destroy planets, people, drive you insane, all that sort of thing. So Calixtic Sector is right here, right? So Calixtic Sector is right here. We are to the galactic northwest. So this is what, and Halo Stars. Yeah, so we're playing in like around this area right here in the Cronus Expanse, right? Currently. Now, what I was trying to get at is that the museum, it's the Mosion, I think it's called, is the dungeon you actually go to in this upcoming DLC, right? But you can actually get some, stuff from across the segmentum. You can get like talk to, other Space Marines, the poster childs. Maybe you can talk to squad members of the say the Ultramarines or the squads that Titus from the Space Marine 1 and 2 games, like characters that he encountered that logically over like days, weeks, or even years of travel that you would have to go through that in order to normally talk to if you're in the situation that our characters are in the cRPG, right? So but yeah, there's other factions. There's Tau. There's kind of like more towards like classic sci-fi versus grimdark or like decently punk sci-fi. Like there's empires like that over there. There is different alien races, all stuff that wouldn't make sense to encounter elsewhere, right? So I'm interested in seeing what's going to come up with. The most infamous item that I can recall that's in Trez in the Infinite's like vault, the museum, Mosilon, or whatever it's called, is Commissar. No, was it Commissar Creed? No, wait, no. It's Lord Castellan Creed, right? So the Eye of Terror, this around here. There's Cadia, right? Again, we're right here. Cadia's over here, right? There was a fortress world called Cadia that existed on. There's a chaos realm over here called the Eye of Terror, right? And Cadia was kind of like a fortress world where they would keep a lot of the chaos factions from like sneaking out and doing more damage than you normally could. One of the biggest events that upshifted the Warhammer 40,000 setting was that they sort of, kind of, but not really, but kind of did. Chaos won that ongoing battle, the 13th Black Crusade, and it through a chain of events, it made this giant warp rift that cut off the galaxy. Right? It's into the Imperium Pacificus. No, the Imperium Segmentum. No, wait, no. The Imperium Nihilus and the Imperium Happy Times. Right? So Commissar Creed was one of the. I think I'm pretty sure he led the majority of forces in defense of Cadia. It was assumed for the longest time that he was dead. But through various... I don't think it was actually said... I'm not sure what it said first. I think, from what I remember, it did say in the lore... of, like, 40k side projects, like the Amazon animation... No, wait. It was the Bolter... Like it was something produced by Games Workshop, the company that actually owns the rights for Warhammer 40,000. It was another animated special where they show a little bit of Trez in the Infinite's Vault, and one of the characters that is in there is Castellan Creed, right? I think I might be saying his name wrong, so I apologize for the people that are in here live in the post recording, right? So technically, you could. I'm not sure like how they would ever how canon is very nebulous in Warhammer 40,000, so it's not that big a deal. But you could encounter Creed in this dungeon. You could, like I said, the dungeon, the museum is like the archive, the Transcendent Infinite's vault, is so large, right? It's like a world in itself, right? So, but yeah, just wanted to have a detour on that. I find it very interesting. Again, I'm not really super into Necrons, but you can have like, other worlds that are stashed here, ancient dungeons. You can have like areas of chaos that you could be actually little chaos dungeons, space hulks. You could fight orcs. You're going to be able to get a new character. Or a new companion, right, in this DLC. And the features that they're going to be adding, one of the things that they have confirmed is there's going to be a bionic or augment system where you can add more bionics, bionic eye, ear, pinky toe, stuff like that. It's like a way to like flesh out your character and add more stats, right? Hey, what's going on? 𝕽𝖆𝖊𝖊𝖚. Let me make sure I can actually say it. I'm going to try to say your name in one go. 𝕽𝖆𝖊𝖊𝖚 243. Hello, how's it going? Do you know the eyes are the sweetest? Did you know the eyes are the sweetest organ in the human body? I know. I've had that's what I had for breakfast. Anyways, moving on. Let's see here. With a little bit of blueberries. Breakfast. It's a breakfast of champions. Chaos breakfast of champions, actually. Anyways, moving on. What I was saying. So you get a new companion. This is one of the 2 DLCs that's left in Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. I think so. The Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper game. I don't know if calling it infamous in certain ways. I mean, it's pretty standard, but one of the things I could say that was briefly infamous about the Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper Rogue Trader role-playing game is that the first expansion book allowed you to make orc characters, right? And if people are saying, "Oh, you got to kind of be Puritan if you're going to be a Rogue Trader," no, you don't. And like, how would that even work? Orcs are silly in most media, but right now I want them to be serious. So they got it with one of these 2 DLCs. They have to make an orc companion. They have to. I know this is focused more on Necrons, but if they have certain wings of the museum actually have like orc worlds or popular orcs or experiments on orcs, that could be a reason for how you get your orc companion. It's possible. Like, there's a lot of different options that we can say for Transcendent Infinite's Vault, and I'm very interested to see where they're going to go. Let's go back over to the game. We are going to... plan today is that we're just going to level up a little bit more. I think I did all... Well, let's see. Okay, that's what I was going to do. I was going to check to see... completed quest. No... we are going to Absolution Blood and reserve the investigation. Richard has seen fit to observe his enforcer at work and increase in presence. Yeah, I don't think... like I said before in previous streams, the first campaign, I think we accidentally... It was like either a bug or purposeful. Like, we locked ourselves out from the Gene Stealer quest line. So that's what I wanted... The main thing I wanted to do from this quest chain. I wanted to open that back up. But... Absolution Blood. So we should stay in this zone. We'll see if we can observe the investigation. Doesn't really say. Seen fit to observe his enforcers at work, increase the investigation. I guess we'll go back and we'll talk to the main guy in charge. Flame in the Dark. Make planetfall on 𝕝𝖆𝖉𝖚. So we have to go to one of our colonies. That's fine. A lot of these quests are going to be stuff that we did in the previous campaign, but I need the experience. Operation Planet Argonis. Restore the operations of the administrative apparatus in 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃. 𝕿𝖗𝖃 is the capital world of unveiling dynasty. This is key administrative assets. Discovering the world will help restore essential channels for communication. Deal with the disrupted shipments from 𝕝𝖆𝖉𝖃. So yeah, 𝕝𝖆𝖉𝖃s were one of the things where you have to actually do. Spiders in a jar. Tell chance to... So yeah, we have to do... We'll try to advance the Gene Stealer quest line if we can. We will go to 𝕝𝖆𝖉𝖃. That's one thing we can do. And on the way there, we'll make a little side detours. We'll do like side quests. We'll check planets for experience. We'll fight in space combat so we can level up our ship too, because I think our ship could use a little bit more leveling too. I'm eating... Oh, you're eating ice cream right now? What flavor ice cream are you eating, Kavith? Let's see here. Battle Sisters personal request. We can do Argenta. We did... See, I think I might... Because, like, Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader is a popular stream series that we're doing. So it's probably not going to be going anywhere. I might be doing a third playthrough through this game, like, for the last DLC. And I think I'm going to save Argenta for that playthrough. Like, I'm not going to do her quest line. Stray, visit Hieronymus, Secrets of the Cult, bring Heinrichs to 𝕽𝖆𝖊𝖊𝖚. Okay, yeah, again, 𝕽𝖆𝖊𝖊𝖚, Lady Navigator's Honors with Crew. We did use... we did play with our Navigator the first campaign, so we're kind of sort of ignoring it. Eldari in Distress, save the Eldari survivors. Okay, cool. I think it's pretty simple. Let's go.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
We'll talk to 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃. Frenzo, cool. Secretary Servitor, cool. The server overseer makes a note of everyone who passes by the station every time. Okay, cool. Keep up the good work. Beep, boop, beep. Servitors are, in this particular science fiction setting, if you're unfamiliar with it, there was an AI uprising in its history. Not going into a huge amount of detail with that, but one of the ways that they protect themselves from further AI uprising is to integrate human organics into most machines in this universe. Cool. And I edited this guy a little bit. I'm going to try to edit more people in my crew, more NPCs in my crew to make them more halfling. Because, like, lore-wise, my ship is primarily space halflings. Lord Captain Sir, 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃, stops perusing the reports on his data slate. I hope this being in this bay has not caused any inconvenience. I came across a drawing of a worker in a red mask. What does it mean? The captain frowns. It's a figure of local legend, known as Nemesis. How do you say that? Nemesis. I think that's how you say it. Protector of the poor and oppressed. Ever since I was a child, desperate people have been drawing his portrait on the walls in hopes to summon a defender to punish those who wronged them. We've had 13 or so fools calling themselves Nemesis over the past 5 years. We disburdened ourselves of them, just to be sure. Okay, so our main character, Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle, is kind of an asshole. Roll your eyes. Oh, the fantasies of the common folk. Protective of the poor, please. The captain shrugs. Not much can be expected from simple-minded serfs. Let's see. The cult of the Bloodspun Web has a presence in this compartment, does it not? That is correct. The enforcers do not bar them from carrying out their sacred duties. He scowls. As irregular as it is to have armed crew members set up a secret hideout forbidden to the enforcers, they can just go around dispensing bloody justice for all I care. What do you know about the death... Well, I'm sorry. What do you know about the death cultists? Not much. But I'm always trying to learn more, given that they like to pay visits to my compartment. Frenzo scratches his head, thinking, the spinners honor the Emperor through death. They kill notorious reprobates and heretics. Sometimes they kill righteous folk, sometimes. And other times, even seemingly at random. Their rituals are morbid, and their prayers are strange. Anyone not initiated in their rites would struggle to make any sense of them. As a reminder, for the people who are not familiar with the setting, all of the ships are... This is not more like a Star Trek, like ships with like smooth, sleek lines and like phaser combat. These are like giant city ships with like thousands and thousands and thousands of people on them that have like kind of like more of a broadside combat with battles like Battlestar Galactica, if you ever want to compare it to something. And our friends, so I can't argue with the fact that these people are truly devout and that they help uphold order around here in their own way. But the sight of them still chills my blood. I see. The captain grumbles silently on Newsbeth. And forces have been appropriating ration cards from the workers returning from their ships. Why is that? Are you short on provisions? The compartments are just enough food to avoid starvation, Lord Captain. This is why the enforcers are making sure that if no serf has more... they're trying to make sure that no serf has more cards than they are supposed to. They used to rip out people's tongues for it, but I reduced the punishment to simple beating the thieves. Oh, that's very kind of you. And confiscating all their cards. The orders are to give these cards to workers who are starving due to a lack of work shifts. Not that it helps them much, but it's better than nothing. I mean, that's not... For the morality of this universe, that's actually kind of nice. Are there enforcers guilty of misappropriating the confiscated item? Yes. Do those caught stealing receive severe punishment? Absolutely. Okay. Be steadfast in your duty, Captain 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖗. The Emperor protects Lord Captain. Okay. So how do I do this quest? I mean, I have already observed the investigation, right? Do I talk to Absolution in Blood? Do I... Absolution in Blood. Do I do something to progress this quest line? Rogue, Traitor, Absolution in Blood. Because I just don't... Well, I want to make sure I don't lock out the Gene Sailor quest line again. That'd make me very sad, actually. Walk through, make sure you mutilate the cause of death, avoid the synth coats. Let's see here. Lead the investigation. Okay. Lead the investigation, inspect the body, check the logs of the master cogitator, intake whatever. So it's not like we're even near this thing. According to Act 2. We're in Act 2, I think, right? Yes, we are. A priest attempted to fill back the company must be fun. Choir master. Yeah, we haven't even done this. I think we have to lead the investigation. So let's go. Let's go back. Let's go back, and let's go to the bridge. Where are we going to? We are on. Smell that fresh ship air, that recycled air. I didn't even do a recap of him and my party members. I'll do that really quick. Kavith is having ice cream. Just another cheerful day in the Warhammer 40,000 setting. I wonder what a kind of a cheerful post. One of the things I was thinking about for a creative project of mine, I was trying to think of what if an apocalypse, but it was a nice apocalypse. That is to say, everyone got everything that they always wanted. Maybe technology or magic in this particular setting was unlocked, and resources were all good, but people kind of became apathetic, and it's kind of like the Eldar, I guess, in this setting, the space elves. But what if everyone was nice? I know Dimension 20 actually has something like this. Dimension 20 is a let's play, is a pen and paper game let's play, live action role playing. No, well, not live action role playing. They're pen and paper role playing series, and one of the ones that they do is called Gladlands, which is kind of like that same premise, which it's post apocalyptic. Everyone's all spikes and Mad Max kind of looking stuff, but they're all nice. And they're trying to share hugs and stuff like that. I watched the first couple episodes. It was pretty funny. One thing I've been doing quite a bit is Winter and I have been watching Dimension 20's. We started off on watching Fantasy High, which is really, really fun. I like that. It's been a while since I really got into what do you say it? People playing Dungeons and Dragons, those kind of shows. But let's see here. But yeah, I played it and it was, I watched it. It was really fun. We're right now. We finished through Fantasy High seasons 1 through 3, where a bunch of actors and comedians, they actually play through a game of Dungeons and Dragons, but it's set in a kind of a modern day setting with Arcano tech. And now we're in the Unsleeping City. We're watching season 1 of that, and it's kind of the same premise. It's just set in more it's set in New York City, right? So yeah, we've been having a good time doing it. So anyways, Generous Danrock, Jack Costa Starbuck. I think this is where I have to go. I haven't actually talked to 𝕿𝖊𝖆𝖊 in a while. But yeah, just like a quick recap. You can see I modded some of these guys. Barnabas, we have our main character is an officer overseer, so giving initial turns to people. Actually, he hasn't been doing that much because overseer is just a strong class by itself. You can have a hound overseer. There's cyber eagle overseer or cyber raven overseer, the pet classes, right? So they're all really good. I won't go into like the specifics because we've been doing that quite a bit. But anyways, 𝕿𝖆𝖆, she is a space halfling in this particular universe. We are trying to keep a lookout for one of her implants that regulates her psychic power is burnt out. I don't think anything else has come of that. Like the quest line hasn't advanced in a while, so I'm not really sure what's talking about that. But yeah, she has a cyber eagle. She's another overseer. We have 3 overseers in the party, right? This is the last remaining mercenary that I actually have in the. We started off with a full group of mercenaries because we are playing on hard mode. But Officer Molly Prickleberry, she's the sniper of the group. But we're eventually going to replace her with I think 𝕿𝖆𝖆𝖊, the dark elf, because we didn't replay with 𝕿𝖆𝖆𝖊 in the last campaign. Jay and 𝕿𝖆𝖆𝖊𝖆 are. I've been trying to romance them both because my main character is kind of an asshole. But Jay, we respect her character. She's like a guns akimbo, pistol, sword, blade master, right? So she jumps out and like throws out a bunch of like an AOE debuff stuff, and then she can go into stuff. She can like shoot, but then she can also use her Eldar sword with finesse to deal a little bit more damage. I should say also. In this version of Ratlings in this setting, they have +10 perception, +10 agility, but -10 toughness and -10 strength, I want to say, right? So that's how I've modded some stuff. Solomorn, right? Another space halfling. And then we have 𝕿𝖄𝖆, who is now a cyber corgi. Genetically modified cyber corgi, beautiful boy. He's the goodest boy. We do have 𝕿𝖆𝖆𝖊𝖆, who is now a heavy gunner instead of a sniper, right? And she's I picture her as like one of the very few buff Eldar. Let's see, generous Dan, Jocasta Sherbig, Mickey Bird. But yeah, I think that's a good recap. Jocasta Sorbek, okay. Your enforcers are doing a rather poor job of keeping order on the lower decks, Sorabek. I caught some sort of rash because of them. Look at this rash. The mask of nonchalance on Sorbek's face shatters. She rolls up your sleeve with one hand, already pushing the tip of a long glass syringe into the center of a growing rash within your body. Oh my god, is it really serious? I didn't even think it was. A cramp runs through your body and a cold sweat breaks out on your temples, but the itching subsides and you start to feel better immediately. The Emperor protected. Void leprosy is a terrible disease that has affected several of the lower decks in recent years. Our surgeons know of a remedy that prevents its development in an early stage of infection. Oh my god, I'm glad I talked to her. But if treatment is delayed, the patient's fate is not pretty. When did it begin to affect 𝐵LDA14? And why wasn't I informed immediately? Sawbeck. The Master at Arms bows her head in obedience, her eyes burning with rage and shame. Please, Lord Captain, I beg you to punish me for this ignominious transgression. I trust you could. I don't have the time for that. I trust you can come up with your own punishment. On the first evening watch, I shall visit the temple and submit to proper punishment of the flesh, with a spiked scourge before his countenance. Yes, of course. I served as my factory with Navy armor. Was opinion me, Lord Captain. I don't care about that. I want you to know what you think about the other officers. Wait, so how do I advance the quest line? I think I might have. I think I might have locked myself out again. If I lock myself out again, whatever. It is what it is. I want to know about your service. Yeah, I mean, what else is there to do? Let me take a look really quick. Lead the investigation, inspect the body. So lead the body. Wait, officer's deck. So wait, I have to go to officer's deck? Is that where I have to go? Well, I think I have to... I think I might have locked myself out, but I'm not entirely sure. Go away, Sawbeck. I'll try not to spin my... What's the term? Spin my wheels too much? Officer's deck. Lord Captain's quarters. Yeah, officer's deck. Yes. What was it? It was... Yeah, I know there's an option for taking over the investigation. I think I said no. That, like, you can handle this. So, but the quest is still up, right? So it didn't fail the quest. It's implying that I can actually keep on going with it. Great. Okay, well, the murder, I think, happened in officer's deck, so let's go to officer's deck. Right? It did happen in the officer's deck? I don't know. The tutorial says to go to the officer's deck. So, we'll go there. We'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely going back to the next DLC. It is Necron focused, but it can be elements for like anywhere in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, which is pretty cool. I wouldn't be surprised if we got like Trazyn the Infinite has like an actual like planet in his vault. Cool. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the companion would be. I'm hoping for an orc companion. Aha, here we go. Jocasta 𝕬𝖃. 𝕬𝖃 barks at the officers gathered before you. His lordship, the rogue trader, has seen fit to honor us with his presence in order to monitor the course of the investigation. You are expected to perform your duties immaculately and report every step to me. Should any of your actions bring shame to the enforcers, you will answer to me personally. Yes, 𝕬𝖃. Lord Captain, the three officers before you have been tasked with conducting the investigation. The first, Captain Klein, is a veteran with a record of quelled uprisings of mutant abominations in the colonies. Okay, interesting. Captain 𝕽𝖶𝖼𝖊𝖊. I don't remember this part in the quest before. I think the last, in the previous campaign, I think we made it this far, but I don't remember it. Captain 𝕽𝖶𝖼𝖊𝖊 is young, but she already has preempted several mutinies among the ship's rabble. Lastly, there is Captain 𝕿𝖗𝖆. His interrogation skills deserve credit, and he knows how to instill fear and respect firmly in the minds of the riffraff. What are your findings thus far? We've discovered a worker's corpse, mutilated and desiccated. We're looking into the man's identity and position, but the surgeon's report has confirmed that among all the blood that was pumped into your bath chamber, the blood-carrying mutations was indeed his. The workers from the nearby decks have all been checked for genetic aberrations, but the mutants identified are all within the norm for laboring masses. They are being rounded up for interrogation as we speak. 𝕬𝖆𝖏. Okay. 𝕬𝖆𝖏 frowns as she surveys the deck. So much noise and empty violence. I'm surprised you were able to find anything in this pandemonium of your own making. Even taking into account the neighboring decks only, that constitutes hundreds of people. 𝕬𝖃, how do you plan to question them all? Our interrogation techniques are broad and varied. However, nothing loosens the tongue like corporal punishment. Beatings, mutilations, torture, public executions. 𝕬𝖃 almost purrs as she lists ways of making people suffer. When combined with psychological pressure, such methods work wonders. 𝕬𝖃, you did not answer the question how you intend to organize this process. I like 𝕬𝖃. If I have the option of replacing 𝕬𝖃 with 𝕬𝖃, I will definitely do that at like a drop, immediately. Although I don't know what else could be expected from the part. There's cold gaze sweeps over the room. Amateurs. Oh! Jocasta 𝕬𝖃. 𝕬𝖃 furiously jerks up her chin. Our methods may not be up to the highest standards of the Adeptus Arbites, but they will get us the results we need. I swear on my honor as Master at Arms. You're going to find yourself out on an airlock, 𝕬𝖃. I don't like this person. I guess the previous campaign, we didn't really like 𝕬𝖃 very much. Let's see here. Find approach and move. An unfortunate necessity. Let us return to other matters. Indeed, Lord Captain, most unfortunate, says the Master of Arms, a bloodthirsty smirk stealing across her face. Do you have any working theories, 𝕬𝖃? The mutants are plotting. Klein, yeah. Klein spits into disgust. They've been breeding like void bracks, so they're getting cocky. Must have wanted to infect your lordship with their plague. Enforcer 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖊𝖊. It wasn't an attempt on Lord Captain's life. It was a threat. The rebels are planning a revolt. So they're trying to terrorize us. Soon you will drown in blood. Insurgents pride themselves on such metaphors. Meanwhile, Captain Hrotko is convinced that it was the work of 𝕿𝖗𝖊𝖊's surviving cultists. However, I believe this to be a warning rather than a threat. What we need to establish is who is trying to warn us and of what. What do you propose we investigate first? The body, of course. Once we have ascertained the dead man's identity, we'll be able to locate his associates and narrow down the number of suspects. Captain Klein is in charge of examining the corpses. But the Virgin Collective is in the house. He's an amazing streamer, the Virgin Collective. What have you been playing lately, Divergent? I don't think I've caught wind of your streams recently. Hope you're doing okay. Yes, sir, lordship. I'm almost done with my report. As soon as it's ready, I'll deliver it to you. Then let us begin. While we wait for Klein to report back, please enjoy the refreshments that have been prepared for you, Lord Captain. There is now a ship-wide decree. Anyone ogling the Lord Captain in his temporary body will be swiftly beaten and put in the void pillory. I don't know what the void pillory is. I can only guess. But the void pillory is mentioned in the 40k RPG. I'm assuming the void pillory is like it's like a pillory where your hands and your neck are clamped into through like holes. But I'm assuming like it's probably somewhat like exposed to the vacuum. That's the only thing I can think of. They don't describe what a void pillory is, but they say it at least a couple times in the pen and paper RPG books that a void pillory is an appropriate punishment for certain things. Oh, he's angry. 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖚. In the last campaign, I really liked 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖚. A pair of enforcers with battered faces are escorting Infernus Master 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖚. His lip is busted, his knuckles are grazed and covered with blood, and there's a chewed up low stick between his teeth. He always has his low stick. His cigar. Wait. No, low stick is... Okay, lowest is kind of like a 40k tobacco, right? But it has a slight hallucinogenic effects. It's like more than tobacco. So low stick is cigarettes. Low stub is cigars. One of the enforcers drones nasally. We apprehended him while he was trying to break through the detained rabble. Got into a scuffle. We barely managed to restrain the troublemaker. He demanded an audience with you, Mr. 𝕬𝖃. The master-at-arms nods, and the enforcers release the prisoner. 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖚 adjusts his clothes and approaches confidently. What do your enforcers think they're doing, Jocasta? Why are you assaulting my people, denying them water like they're criminals? You've got teenagers and elderly folk here. They're all ordinary workers, and they've done nothing wrong. 𝕬𝖃. No, 𝕽𝖃. What do you think you're doing? Attacking my people, chastising me in front of the Lord Captain. Get out of here before I have you charged. I don't like 𝕬𝖃. I think we're gonna go through the campaign of hating 𝕬𝖃 again. 𝕽𝖃. Lord Captain, I ask you to please protect your servants from this abuse. Explain yourselves! The enforcers are reveling in their impunity, treating the crew like cattle, especially my clan. Many in their custody are dying of thirst or injuries. My sister and niece are there too. I don't expect them to be exempted from the investigation, but I'm begging you to put an end to these assaults and let my people have some food and water. That is what the procedure demands. We just talked about this. Intimidation loosens tongues. Torment erodes seditionary will. The people are to know only awe and terror. The words of the ship's regulations ring out across the room. It's gonna point me towards a direction I don't really like. Like, I don't like being the bad guy a lot of times, but I've kind of resigned myself in this playthrough to being kind of like an evil asshole. And eventually we're gonna potentially go like full chaos. So we're gonna be... That's the direction we're currently heading in. We're not fully corrupted. We're just like warp dabblers. Like between like quests and stuff. Guppo is reading through like forbidden tomes and stuff like that. The void take you in your procedures. These are not seditionaries. They serve the dynasty just like you and I. Adira, he doesn't look to me like someone who knows only awe and terror, but I'm sure a few more empty threats and busted enforcer noses will have him quivering on his knees. Did any of them confess anything useful, Sabek? Nothing important, or indeed worthy of your attention. You detect a slight hesitation before the reply. There's something you're not being told. I'm only interested in any and all statements, Sabek, even the most outlandish ones. Outlandish ones? One of the Inferni, that's the fireman of the ship, was found to be missing his pass to the room housing the work log cogitator. Losing such a pass is a serious offense, but the scoundrel claims the enforcer took it from him. He could not specify the name and rank of the enforcer, but he did give a description. A man, tall, blonde hair. God, hopefully I'll remember that. Obviously he's lying. He either lost it or sold it for a bottle of rot gut. No, I'm not going to be doing Iconoclast. So one of the first two. Offline, I've been playing Ghost of Utah. Yeah, you love that game. I don't know, but pretend killing helps my mental health. Okay, cool. You seem like you're in a good place, you know, from the little I see of you. Like tires, stick, or shrooms. I'm not having you described in the course of this vacation. Have patience, Heinrich. As soon as the culprit is found, your people will be released. Heinrich raises his chin proudly. In that case, I request permission to join my family. Oh, no, I like Heinrich. I don't want to say it. I mean, okay, honestly, what would Captain Guppo do? Captain Guppo is kind of a selfish asshole. So he just wants the investigation to be over. That's where I have to go through this. God. I'm sorry, Heinrich. I like you. You're a really cool guy. So be it. Let him see his family. Thank you, Lord Captain. I hope you find the culprit before another 100 workers are forced to suffer the same fate as the rest. Yes, of course. Enforcer Klein. Captain Klein snaps to attention. Identifying the victim has proved impossible. His face has been smashed in and his body is badly maimed. There are too many wounds to determine the exact cause of death, but presumably he died after the killer slit his throat. Ew. That's why they drained him. That's how they drained him of his blood. No external signs of mutilation were found. Sarpek, in other words, we have nothing. Klein, this isn't a report. It's the declaration of incompetence before the Lord Captain. Indeed! You will keep digging around inside the corpse until you produce some results. Just dig around in that corpse. Study the enforcers' faces. We're getting experience from this. That's good. 𝕿𝖆𝖊 looks at Klein with sympathy. Okay. She clearly cares about him, but does not wish to trample on her comrade's honor with words of comfort. Okay. Hrotko regards Klein with a contemptuous smirk, while Klein scowls back at him. No external signs of mutation, you say. What about internal signs? Performing the autopsy was inadvisable due to the danger of contaminating the area with genetic aberration. I mean, that's kind of... we have people for that, don't we? Actually, not. That's why you only see me a little. I'm in the mental health journey. Well, it's good. You're on a mental health journey? Oh, cool. I think it's very important for, like, just everyone in general. But I think mental health is really important. I kind of wish us as a society treated mental health a little bit better. I feel like we're better than we were like a decade or 2 decades ago, I feel, in terms of that. Even, you know, with the way, I don't know, as a society, we're kind of being geared more towards, we're being pushed more towards might makes right. I feel like most people acknowledge that mental health is important. And it's not just like, just walk it off, you know? But, yeah. I was kind of hoping to kind of, like, at some point in my channel, I can kind of be an ally to positive mental health, if that makes sense to you guys. But, one of my goals in the background. Awareness tech succeeded. You see, I think just like, but like to more elaborate on that, you have a safe space where people can actually come and not feel judged. I'm not the best one for not judging like everyone, but I try to be better, right? So, but the idea is that at some point we'll have a very strong community with people that are just not judging and just like a very nice place for people to kind of come and like relax. That's one of the visions that I have for the channel. You see a flash of genuine horror in Klein's eyes before his gaze turns glassy. You have seen that look before in the eyes of other veterans. It is an expression of someone reliving painful memories that have left behind deep scars. They cannot hope to overcome such trauma in their own. They would need help or a partner or perhaps some strong emotional stimulus. Okay. Coercion. 100%. Turn away from Klein. It would seem... oh my god. It would seem I have an exaggerated opinion on this veteran's courage. He should get some rest. Let Hrotko take over his duties. Experience? Hrotko. Indeed. Klein, why don't you go take a break? Klein, okay, cool. Hrotko was like doing the smirking. Perhaps it's time you consider asking for a transfer to a less demanding post. Your best years are behind you. You should make way for the younger generation. Klein's face turns a deep red. Shut your damn mouth, Hrotko. The things I've seen, the filth I've crushed. You want me to get another one? You want to see its mutant blood on my hands? I'll show you blood. Well played, Lord Captain. It has been some time since I last saw that kind of fire in this old man's eyes. Okay. Enforcer Klein. Klein is up to his elbows in blood. His eyes are flaring defiantly. I examine the filth. I've examined the filth inside and out. Its innards are a genetic nightmare. It's a bit of bag of corruption wrapped in human skin. Extra organs, scales, atrophied, ingrown limbs. But that's not what's important. The body was disfigured posthumously. They killed the mutant with surgical precision, opened up his throat, and drained his blood. It wasn't until after the actual murder that they crushed his head and tried to cover up the wounds. The wounds were so brutal that I almost missed his work tattoo. The victim was a pipe warden, and I found this in his throat. Klein presents a bloodstained raven feather. A certain legend, Lore Imperium, a certain legend springs to your mind, one involving Saint 𝕽𝖆 who granted a portent of enemies hiding amongst the faithful. Okay. When 𝕽𝖆 prayed to the Emperor for a sign that might reveal the traitors, a raven's feather burst out of her mouth to inscribe the names of the conspirators. Cool. Only someone versed in the symbology of the Imperium could have left such a message. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Those with the corpse mutilated is imperatively we found whoever mutilated the body. I remember a legend about Saint 𝕽𝖆. Could this be a sign? Vile mutants do not make allusions to saints. This is someone versed in the creed. Indeed. Well, at least he did something useful at her second attempt. Oh my god, Captain Guppo, come on now. Let's see here. Let me catch up to you. I don't judge. I just lie busting my buddy Bean's balls once in a while. Aw. I know humor is strongly misunderstood in text form. Yeah, that's a thing that I think I've said this in previous streams, but we are kind of experiencing, it's not really acknowledged, but as a society, we're kind of experiencing a growth and adolescence in an internet culture. What I mean by that is that we're like, there's nothing to really compare it to, but it's like every time that there's like a technological boom, like the, like just the, just every time there's a technological boom in society, like we advance in a certain way, and there's always, growing pains, stuff like that. And I think we kind of just got experience, like, we kind of almost treat the internet like it's always been there, and it's like always had the same use and reaction. Like we don't really like look too much into it because a lot of silly things come from the internet too, right? But I don't know. it'll be interesting to see if we ever start focusing on that and kind of trying to analyze our culture through how we're, as a society, are progressing through the internet. Because internet's never going away. It's always going to continue to greater influence us more and more and more. Anyway, my opinion anyways. For what purpose was the corpse mutilated? For what purpose was the corpse mutilated? Someone wanted to hide the cause of death. What I fail to understand is why then would they leave the body out in the open instead of disposing of it? Like a message, right? What do the pipe wardens have to do with anything? The pipe wardens are a worker clan that serves the ship's sewer systems. The tattoo indicates the worker's status and personal number. This one was SP-246-01, Senior Pipe Warden. Oh, God, I should probably do my YouTube thing, right? Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. It really does help me out. There's plenty of different ways you can actually support the channel. There we do have our channel rewards points, as well as like super chats, stuff like that, set up on both YouTube and Twitch. There are Patreon accounts. Any links you need to find are actually going to be pinned in my main page on both YouTube and Twitch, and down below in the video description. We do have a Discord and over pinned in the live chat to my right, also down in the video description down below. But yeah, if you ever need to see when I'm going live, you can actually check out Discord or check out any of the social media sites. Really, you can just Google me, Mechanical Beanstalk. You'll find me. Well, at least you did something useful on your second attempt. As Klein bows his head guiltily, Sarvik mutters, her gaze boring into him. Rest assured, Lord Captain, that disciplinary measures will be applied to Captain Klein as soon as we are done with this investigation. We should run the victim's identification number through the Master Work Log Cogitator. So the Master Work Log Cogitator was accessed by one of the guards, right? If his machine spirit favors us, we'll be able to narrow down the number of suspects. 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖚𝖊, this is your arena. Okay, cool. Let me have some of that food. Enforcer 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖚. 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖚 approaches you, followed by a dignified woman in crimson robes. Allow me to introduce this esteemed tech priest, 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃. She believes that she has the right to obstruct the investigation and refuses to grant the enforcers access to the Master Cogitator. Tech priest 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖃. The tech priest lets out an indignant binary trill. B101. I request that the lay woman's willful activities be halted. She intends to torment the machine spirit of the masterwork cogitator, 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖃. The venerable spirit is ill and is no disposition to endure such abuse. What is the problem with the machine spirit? The spirit is old and quick to anger, and therefore calls for a sensitive approach, not a torturous intrusion by a brutish laywoman. Since the start of this watch, the spirit has been unwell, so we've been trying to soothe its woes by applying sacred unguents and censoring. I love the setting. And censoring the Great Machine's boards. Okay, cool. The dogma of data recuperative quarantine prohibits any disturbances to blessed machines found in such a state. I would say that the Lord Captain does treat technology with a spiritual reverence. He might not be like in his mindset, he might not be a practicing theocrat, but he does, understand the importance of that kind of mindset. You know what I'm saying? Adira, when I'm old and cantankerous, I demand aromatic unguents and owlcat to fumigate my sacred lungs too. Then again, why wait? What exactly does this data recuperative dogma prescribe? Let no profane hand touch the sacred machine stricken. Let the mechanism be shielded from all worldly troubles by a veil of righteous litany, and let its shrine be thricely honored till the malady is no more. Oh wait, so this is also, this is potentially the cogitator that was accessed by the guardsmen, right? Enforcer 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖚. Judging by 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖚's expression, she would rather have her profane hands touch 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖃's neck. Okay. Let's see here. We got persuasion or we have coercion. Lay people may be permitted to communicate in machine paper, but you are not a same type priest. You may stand at your side and observe. Coercion, well, it's not suitable. The solution is quite simple. We cut off the same type. Oh my God. Well, I don't think I'm there yet. We'll cut off the tech priest's hand and use it to commune with the machine spirit. Nah. I mean, she could just get it replaced, really. Power of the machine and whatnot. I'll catch up a little bit. Yes, I do know because I'm from the 90s. I only know what an aristocrat is. What is a theocrat? Theocrat is your religion running a society, a theocracy. So some people say Warhammer 40,000 is a fascist empire? I think yes, but I think it's more a theocratic republic with fascist tendencies, because it's not touched on as much in the novels. But essentially, the way the Imperium works is that you got Earth, you got the powers that be governing all the administration, stuff like that, and then like all the millions and millions of worlds, the Imperium, they like the sector governors control the sectors, which control the sector governors, which controls the planetary governors. So long as everyone just maintains, puts down rebellions and pays their taxes, they're okay. So that doesn't strike me as much of a fascist government as it does like a theocratic republic. Because like one of the things that they use in order to maintain order is religion, right? So in a republic is just like a bunch of different powers that are working towards a common goal. I think I might be kind of, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's the description of it. Forgive me if it's not. I would like to describe the Imperium as a theocratic republic, because you can have peaceful worlds. It sounds ridiculous to say, especially after all we played and all the weird, like, kind of backward stuff that they have. You can have, there can be a number of different worlds in Warhammer 40,000, right? You can have Star Trek type worlds with individual tech, and everyone's taken care of. Technology is, used for the betterment of mankind. You can have that. It does kind of put like a bullseye on your planet for a lot of different other Imperial factions. But so long as you pay your taxes, you can do that. If the world stops paying its taxes, then the Imperium gets involved. So, but a a fascist government, the fascist empire would just put it down immediately, because everyone has to be uniform. But not everyone has to be uniform. You just have to give them money. That's all you have to do, right? Theocrat, yeah. It's like Italy with the Pope and the Catholic Church. Yeah, pretty much like that. The space Pope. Lay people may be prohibited from communicating with the machine spirit, but you're not, esteemed tech priest. 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊𝖊 will merely stand at your side and observe. Persuasion succeeded. We're getting experience. Nice. 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖊𝖊 shoots Ginevra a sidelong glance. Very well. I shall disturb the spirit, but I demand the lay woman show respect and do as she is told. Cool. Raising her hand high, 𝕿𝖗𝖊𝖊𝖊 wails. The Omnicide preserve us. The great spirit was infected by a layperson. Yeah, I knew it. The culprit you should be searching for is not some pipe-worn sacrilege. Okay, yeah, that's what they were saying earlier. We just discovered the cogitator's malfunctions began after an unauthorized attempt to access it was made. Someone deliberately angered the machine spirit in order to bury the work logs. Thankfully, the esteemed priest was able to appease the spirit and extract the information we needed. The victim's name was Orto. The day he died, he was servicing valve 27B, which supplies water to Rogue Trader's bath chamber. He also had a partner who has yet to appear for duty since the incident occurred. We have a suspect. Yes. One of the Inferne said he had his plans to the past maintenance room taken by an enforcer. Our villain. But how did they get past Ginevra's guards unnoticed? Zarbek stares intently at Ginevra as she grows pale. Who is this partner? Senior Pipe Warden Gwyddon, number SP-268-55, an 8th generation Pipe Warden. Cool. for eight generations cleaning the sewer pipes. No registered infractions, excellent discipline, perfect work record, and exemplary servant of the Imperium. Master at Arms, how do you propose we find our suspect? Before Sarbek can respond, Hiroshio cuts in. Your lordship, there is a man named 𝕿𝖗 among the rabble waiting to be interrogated. He immediately struck me as suspicious. Please allow me to question the man in your presence. I think I do remember this from last campaign. Now it's starting to come back to me. Bring him in! Bring him in! Haul him in! You murderer! Where's my haunch of meat? And wine. Bring me my amasek. Before you stands a gaunt man in work clothes. His face is swollen from the bruises, and several of his fingers are broken and sticking out at odd angles. He stares vacantly into distance with watery eyes. Horatko, start talking, you miserable wretch. You tried to kill the Lord Captain, didn't you? Didn't you? Horatko grabs the worker by the lapels. 𝕿𝖗's coat flies open, revealing crude occult symbols painted all over his body. What's this? Heretical brands? Cultist scum. 𝕿𝖗 yells, baring what remains of his teeth. Yes, it was me. I tried to put a curse on the Lord Captain. I killed my partner in a wicked ritual, rubbed elbows with them demons, consorted with them, all to carry out my dark plot, and doomed the Lord Captain for the glory of my almighty master. He burst into a fit of hysterical, theatrical cackling. Horatko is admitted to everything, the vermin. I have insisted time and time again that the assassination attempt was carried out by one of the 𝕿𝖗's surviving henchmen. And I was right. I guess we weren't so thorough in clearing them out as we thought. Horatko casts a sharp look at Sarbek. Assess the enforcer's reaction to the confession. Horatko looks proud and self-important. 𝕿𝖗 is biting her nail as if hesitant to say anything. Sarbek is observing the workers in silence, apparently sunk deep in thought. Meanwhile, Klein merely stands still with a disrespectful grimace on his face. Other than Horatko, no one here seems to believe you're looking at the real culprit. Okay. It seems like Klein was secretly blaming the mutants. We're dealing with demon worshippers here. Finding else, yes. Excellent done. Wait. Hasn't say anything. 𝕿𝖗 has much to learn for Horatko. Does the master at arms not find it strange that the suspect is so eager to paint himself as a heretic, and such a preposterous fashion, no less? I agree, Lord Captain. I want the truth. Who are you? And who told you to give us this pathetic confession? Senior Pipe Warden 𝕿𝖗. The man blanches and starts bawling. He gives up on his sinister theatrics and babbles in the voice of a common worker. Forgive me, your lordship. I'm not 𝕿𝖗, and I'm not a heretic. Yart's my name. Yart the fart. He cleans. Well, actually, he might not be. He might not clean. No, Senior Pipe Warden 𝕿𝖗. I'm a laundryman. Oh, he's a laundryman. Never mind. Yart the laundryman. Please have mercy. They took my family. The enforcer said she'd throw them out of airlock if I didn't confess. Ah, cops! She made me draw these unholy marks on myself. What? Enforcer? Name. Give me your name. Horatko, you dog. 𝕿𝖗. His name was 𝕿𝖗. What? I swear, I've not... 𝕿𝖗. The steely edge in Sarbek's voice causes everyone present to freeze, but you hear a note of bewilderment. We'll deal with her later. I will handle the search for 𝕿𝖗 myself. Lord Captain, you will have to execute this... Would you have us execute this demon worshipper, in air quotes? Execute? Truly, no word sounds sweeter than this to this Monkey's ears. That's true. We have... Do we have heretical? Heretical. Burn him and his family along with him? Oh no! Like a lot of this, I have to build up my heretical stuff. Oh man, I do need more heretical points. But it's like, I don't like being evil just for being evil, right? I like to actually, like, make a character. Whatever. Let's catch up a little bit. Clean my butt, look at it all, then slacks like paper like a hoarder. Hang the heretic. Carry his rashes for a month. I'll do this first. Hold on. He's lied to us more than once. Maybe he's lying to us still. 𝕿𝖗, do you have anything to say? I've never threatened his family, and I certainly did not force him to lie and draw heretical signs. I barely even remember his face. I may have interrogated him beforehand, but it was someone else who put him up to this. And yet he knows your name and points you out right away. Do you not find that funny? Oh, Horatko. And do you not find it funny that your head is always up your arse, Horatko? Oh, snap! Oh! Captain Guppo was like, oh! Oh, no. Captain Guppo was like eating some, like, food. Oh! You burned him! Cease this bickering! Sarbeck's snarl forces the officers to back down. Lord Captain, what we have here is a liar and a real coarse one at that. He'll never confess on his own. What do you suggest that we do? Okay, I lost the opportunity to do the heretical thing. See, like, the problem with, like, being heretical in this game is you have to be, like, comically, like, villainous, right? Like people confess to you that they were not the actual murderer, or people confess to you that this guy was not the actual murderer, everything's in the clear, then you're just like, heretical, okay, that's nice. Burn them and their entire family so they can stop it, because I have my own truth or something weird like that, you know? I don't know, it's weird. Arse, burn! I wish I could, but I don't, there's no point to it. He will confess. We just need to apply a little more. We suggest we do. We just need to apply a little bit more torture. We need to change our approach. Benches. We need to give him food. No. Talk to him gently, with kindness. Shut the... No! I refuse to believe there's not a single person who saw me being handled. Find those witnesses. Pensively take an appetizer. Face changes to people. Take a book of psalms. Read it to him. Confess. Well, he's not a practicing theocrat, though. I think 3 is better. I refuse to believe that there was not a single person who saw them being manhandled. Find those witnesses this instant. That makes sense. You cannot beat a man half to death without everyone in the compartment getting wind of such a scene. We'll look into it. What do you want me to do with him when we're done? Oh, here we go. His family along with him. Oh, man. I don't... that's not, eventually, once Lord Captain Guppo finally falls, then I'll be choosing, options like this. Burn him, his family along with him, but that's not, I don't care. This is more like what Captain Guppo would say. I don't care. I leave the decision up to you. Execute it is. Okay. There's no card for the alarm, Captain. This conspirator may have been fake, but now is only a matter of time before we find the real culprit. Yes, of course. Grab an appetizer. We have the pipe warden's names and identification numbers, and we know which clan they are from. We will keep pressing the riffraff until either the culprit confesses or someone turns him in. I'll handle this. I hope you will, Sarbeck. For your sake. The master at arms pointedly grips the maul on her belt. Please enjoy your meal and interim, Lord Captain. What's that? Ah, yes. The space salty pork. Carrots, space carrots. Delicious. What do we have? Let's actually look at this. We got, calf. Space coffee. We have, large lumps. We have space apples. Oh, space dumplings. Oh, of course. Space spam. Space charcuterie. Oh, yeah, this is definitely a charcuterie spread. Look at this. Like cheeses, meats. Oh, and we have like space brownies too. We have lumps of everything. Lumps from across the galaxy. I eat well, I do. Delicious. Okay. Lord Captain, the real pipe warden Gwennon has been found, is being escorted here as we speak. Are there any remaining questions you wish to address before we hear from Gwennon himself? You can start, Sarbeck, by reporting on results of the additional investigative reports. Absolutely, Lord Captain. We found witnesses to the battery of our false conspirator. Okay. According to them, the enforcer in a helmet came to the detained Yart, with a helmet on, spoke to him, and then gave him a beating so thorough that a ring came off their finger. Alas, said ring could not be recovered. Okay. This concludes my report. Great. Someone attention to lead our investigation. We cannot let this go without consequences. Undoubtedly. Let's go over the facts we have on this sabotage, and we will compile them. The body of the deceased was mutilated after death. It is likely the nature of the injuries would have proven very useful in investigation, and the perpetrator concealed them for that very reason. Someone sabotaged the work log cogitator, so it would be harder for us to find the victim's partner, who might have had information valuable to the investigation. Okay. Instead of the murder man's partner, we're given a fool, one who thought thoroughly incriminated himself first before admitting Captain Guppo had put him up to it. Sarah glowers at 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃 as she pales with fear. Who's guarding the body? Who had access to the work log cogitator? So Picard claims you coerced him into lying about yourself, 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃. We already talked to 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖃 about that. Who had access to the work log cogitator? Sabek. The tech priest did not let anyone near the cogitator. They even tried to prevent the enforcer's investigation. 𝕿𝖗𝖃𝖃, were you there the entire time? Yes, ma'am. Since the start of the watch. I went right there after I handed the body over to the client. The only time I stepped away was to retrieve the Jada slate from my quarters. Okay. I left the watchman, but he went missing. Most likely, one of the officers did not realize he was on duty and sent him off on some errand. But I was only gone for a few minutes. Very convenient, 𝕿𝖗𝖃 says. Not suspiciously at all. A missing sentry. A data slate misplaced against regulations. 𝕿𝖗𝖃 drums his fingers on a holster on his belt, where his own data slate is tightly nestled. Man, this is one of the coworkers that you really don't like to work with. I really don't understand how I could have forgotten it. I always check my gear when I go on duty. Okay. So, interesting. Who's guarding the body? When he already complained, the enforcer had taken away his pass. Had taken away his pass to room with him, and it was a man. Yes, one of the Infernae complained that the enforcer had taken away his pass to the room with a master cogitator, and it was a man. There wasn't just her, just one of her accomplices. Will you give us a name, 𝕿𝖗𝖃𝖃? Shut your mouth, 𝕿𝖗𝖃. Nothing has been proven yet. Klein goes red in the face and brushes 𝕿𝖗𝖃 aside with his shoulder. Okay. Subject Yard claims you cursed him lying about himself. 𝕿𝖗𝖃, what do you have to say about yourself? Captain 𝕿𝖗𝖃, all the evidence points to you. You decide, I mean, that's like something like he would do it. Who was guarding the body? It was 𝕿𝖗𝖃. I relieved her when I came to inspect the corpse, which has then been already cut up. 𝕿𝖗𝖃 nervously adjusts her armor underneath Sarwick's piercing gaze. The corpse was already looking like that when I came under my purview, but I could not get the name of the officer who discovered it. The deck was such a mess that I decided I would deal with it later. Okay, so you can lie about himself, 𝕿𝖗𝖃. Okay. Wait, so I don't have an option of not going with 𝕿𝖗𝖃? Okay. I don't want to decide this, Sabek. You can handle this yourself. Uh-oh. Sarwick casts a menacing look over the room. Leave it to me. I will not rest until I get a confession. A real confession. In the meantime, let us get back to the assassination attempt. Senior Pipe Warden Gwyn. The Pipe Warden does his best to remain reverently bowed, which paints a rather comical picture, giving us formidable height and complexion. He lowers his head, tugging at his beard. Senior Pipe Warden Gwyn, honored to serve, Lord Captain. I'm ready to confess to everything. You are the real Pipe Warden Gwyn, are you not? I am, and I'm proud of it, Lord Captain. A Pipe Warden's craft is hard but necessary. My number is 26855. My war partner with the late Orto, number SP 24601. I oversee the water supply systems on the upper decks, sectors A3, K8, and R2. That includes valve 27B. There can be no mistake. I have verified his identity myself. It is also confirmed by the other workers. Why did you fill my bath with blood? Why do that? I did as the servant of death commanded. She said the Emperor gave the first spinner a sign, that your lordship should be bathed in blood of my poor Orto, my partner. And he gulps, I was scared, so I obeyed. A first spinner. Are we talking about the vizier of the blood-spun web? Yes, that's him. He leads the death cultists, the lot who worship the Emperor by killing. The spinners hunt down the heretics, but sometimes they take righteous lives too. Their service is mysterious, fervent, and bloody. So you did kill your mutant partner? I didn't kill him. I didn't know he was a mutant. Orto and I always got along, even if he wasn't much for talking. But then, a servant of death came out of the darkness, ended him quickly but harshly. She bled him dry and placed a black feather in his throat. She told me to pump blood in the pipes and then left. I wanted to confess, but I was afraid she would come back for me too if I did. So that's the only, like, he's just assuming it was one of the blood-spun web. Whom do you mean by this servant of death specifically? A holy slayer in black, crimson, and bone, feared by all, they're quite merciless as death itself. See, I remember, like, I vaguely remember in the previous campaign, like, the vizier did confess. So that's kind of like, the investigation should be closed, right? But then the quest was just open for the rest of the campaign, and we couldn't progress. As far as I remember, that's what happened. They come from the shadows to kill because the Emperor commands them to do so. You've already met the servants of Bloodspun Web. Lord Captain, their grim procession is not one the upper decks will soon forget. Summon the Vizier of the Bloodspun Web. I wish to hear his explanation. As you will. Your Lordship, if I may ask, what happens to me now? I never meant to anger you. I thought I was doing the Emperor as the Emperor willed it. But here we are. I'm a simple man. I know my pipes. I know them a lot better than all this people business. My eyes aren't what they used to be, but I can still smell rust in the middle. Just not so much in people's thoughts. Hang the scum. Give him lashes. Hopefully he'll think much more carefully about whose orders to follow next time. It'll be done, Lord Captain. Also, order to have his fellow pipe wardens thoroughly examined for rust in the brains. My mom always said I'd die an idiot. Okay, sure. Okay, Vizier. Long time no see. Vizier of the Bloodstone Web treads lightly and silently as his old gaunt body has no weight at all. He whispers weakly, Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle, you wish to see me, and so I have come. Master-at-Arms, inform this man of the accusations against the cult. Investigation has established the Bloodspun Web orchestrated is an attack on the his lordship by means of pouring unholy blood in this bath. This affront. The old man's murmur drowns out Sarbek's relentless voice. Lord Captain Guppo knows the truth. So it was done. For so I did will. It was no affront, but a prophecy. For my hands to divine, unsullied martyrs offer their souls and bodies to his imperishable embrace. I gathered the red rivers of their smoldering lives, and I did see a roiling unclean staining the bays, reaching for the anointed Lord of the Ark. In my apprentice last sighs, I heard the Undying One's whisper. He bade me bathe that man in blood. And so I obeyed. Your laughter scraping against the inside of your head. Ooh. So Captain Guppo is now dabbling in like warp knowledge, sorcerer's knowledge, so he can return to his original body. Right? That's how we're luring it. Your laughter scraping against the inside of your head. What does it say? You're wounded by the corrupted weapon which led a warp entity invading your mind. The Emperor bid him. This old fool sacrificed his disciples to read their flesh, blood, and bones. He wishes to see the corpse emperor's revelations in the tangle of happenstance. He is so desperate that he invents omens for himself. Mikhail, who is he? The roiling unclean. What do you mean by the roiling unclean? He did not reveal, but it is corruption itself. It offends him. Okay. It tastes as sweet and fetid as fetid waters in the old pipes. It is a promise, a deception of an false smile. Its face is elusive. You claim you did this because the God Emperor willed it so? I speak, move, draw breath because he wills it so. I defy not the Undying One, neither in death that gifts and takes nor in my living existence. And you are confident your vision has not been false? The vizier's lips curl into a smile. I held the cards of his tarot, washed in the blood of the righteous. They make no mistakes, and neither does he when he sends visions. Only mortals err, They who read the signs, they who interpret. Old decrepit man telling me this. The man you killed, who was he? I know not. I heard only the name, and I knew, yes, he must go. He bad man. Bad man must die. Vizier not like bad man. Mass at arms, are you convinced that we found the culprits? Situation is clear, your lordship. 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊𝖗 makes the sign of the Aquila. The Emperor has sent us a portent. The Master of Mankind guides the hands of his holy servants to guard us and warn us of hidden threats. You're lit. It's like, I'm a space Eldar and I'm superior to you. This monkey has drawn attention to the mutant in a way that could not be ignored. A shrewd tactic, if the threat is indeed as great as he believes. Could it be coincidence the victim of the ritual is genetic aberration? Will face no persecution for their deed. If you think your tales will save you from punishment. And for it, I will not have the murders of pleasure which will commit on the ship. Could it be coincidence that the victim of the ritual is a genetic aberration? The officers around you keep a respectful silence, but you can tell from their faint smiles they find the idea of doubting the Emperor's providence absurd. Vizier, if you think your tales will save you from punishment. Before you can finish your sentence, a curved dagger appears in the Vizier's hand. There's a flash of steel in the air, and 5 severed fingers land at your feet. He says, his voice unfaltering, "We have pleased you. We are guilty. I don't need fingers." His parchment-like skin grows ever paler. He is carefully bandaged his maimed hand, and then he bows his head low. "It is disgraceful for me to stand before you, Darman. I accept... I beg you to accept the cult's apologies. My apologies. I be bad boy. Bad little boy." What the fuck? Drakasa 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊𝖗, be that as it may, we have hit a dead end. We hope to expose the culprits would lead us to the aberration's lair. Yes. For the music of the overestimating the scale of the problem. No. I want to unlock this questline. 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊𝖗, the investigation must continue. But no spinner or brave warrior from the Dominant Circle can find the roots of the unclean, for it can appear as human and act as human. Only its thoughts betray its vile nature. Only its thoughts are never human. Where am I? Are you my daughter? No, Vizier, we're not. No. Are you my granddaughter? Nope. Wise. Anxious silence falls the moment 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊𝖗 says this word. She narrows her eyes. Is it unclean thoughts we need to find? Very well. Let Wise find him. He knows how, no matter how badly he wishes the rest of us to forget about it. I think I know what's going on. So Wise is the leader of the Astropathic Choir. I think there was an option of finding the true guilty party, but I think it was gonna put the choir at severe risk. I think I'm gonna take that risk because I want to progress. Okay. Vinny Zachary is a fearsome hunter. When he hunts, the flagship wails. When he thinks, my teeth creak. I can feel pain as if I am young. What happened to my hand? See, correct me if I'm wrong. Is eager to leave this matter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that not everyone here is eager to leave this matter to Master Wise. I would say the one least eager would be Master Wise. Last time his efforts caused some severe warp manifestations. The ritual truly is perilous. Interesting. 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖗𝖏, I didn't see the ritual. Wise kicked me out. But the echoes of that... Oh, are we not going to be able to fight with 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖗𝑚? But the echoes of that reached the decks were enough to scare me shitless. Wise is a mighty old grox, but his head is a mess. And I mean the bad kind of mess. The astropathic kind. I say we think twice before we having to risk whatever lies inside of his head crawl out. Oh, we can have 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖗𝑚 do it too. 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖗𝑚, can you not do this ritual? The Vizier listens intently, not the words of anyone present, but rather someone invisible and inaudible. Yes, I hear you. The witch is weak. Oh. Death whispers of many names that it will claim if she is allowed. Names whose time to be erased is not now. I'm not weak. Lady Theodora didn't keep weaklings around, and neither. I mean, kinda. You let some stuff go, Adira. I gotta say, but a telepathic ritual of that scale really would be too big a bite for my own. If it's listening to the whispers from behind the door or frying someone with lightning, that I can do. But looking for mutants by following a trail of their unclean little thoughts, that takes a special kind of learning. Okay. That is all, Master of Arms. Your duty is done. I give you leave to wrap up the investigation on the officer's deck. My duty will be done when the threat is eliminated. Brief the enforcers while you can consult the choirmaster. Wise, my Lord Captain. Excellent. This elevator is always slow. Wait, why am I talking like... why am I talking like the old man? And yes. Sitting on the elevator. I have to say, Adira, being in this female body is disconcerting to the max, yo. I feel like I'm always going to trip over my own feet. I don't know how the long legs deal with this. But we will find a cure. I know this. Is the elevator's load time done yet? It's 95%, Lord Captain. Make it hurry. Make it go faster. 97%. Come on, elevator. Push the button faster. Yes, Lord Captain. Are you pushing the button? Yes, Lord Captain. 100%, Lord Captain. We're here. Excellent. Open up, you damn elevator. Cool. Excellent. Save. So we have to talk to Wise, and I think, yeah, we didn't do... Couple of loader pies. We didn't have Wise do the ritual last time. Our captain's quarters. Do I have everyone with their tools? Let me see here. Consumable. Do you have your consumable? Does everyone have their consumables? I feel like we're probably going to go into battle. God damn, their wounds are so low. I really need to up my wounds. Although, I don't know, man. Like, the amount of wounds I get is not really that big a deal. Like, I feel like I'll pump up the wounds, but it'll still not be enough to stop me from getting one shot, you know? But I'm going to try to put more survivability into my crew. Freight void ship friend, yes. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the faster-than-light communications, long-distance communications in the Imperium, the Hell Dimension is used for long-distance communications as well. Like, you can send transmissions from like a ship broadcasting Vox, the 40K radio, to like PlanetSide or people inside like a star system, but sending to like a different star system or like a segmentum, you have to like tell a psyker. He encodes it and converts it into like a psychic gibberish, and he casts it into the warp towards another recipient, right? And the other person gets it, and they have to uncode what that other astropath wants, right? And generally this is used by the strain that it takes on an individual is too much.
Sacred codex of the Lex Imperialis inside. How can you call this place a chapel if it doesn't have his words?
Okay, I'll be sure to change that.
What kind of prayers would people say here then? May we never miss our tithe shipment date.
Yes.
May we forever abide by the great Solutio whatever-is. I shouldn't even joke about it. I bet that's exactly how you pray.
Cool. What was I saying? So yeah, anyways. Wait, I don't think we're in the right place. This is the wrong one. We have to go to Freight Line, Astropathic Chapel. That's where we have to go. So this is the main church. have to go to the Astropathic Chapel. So the Astropathic require a lot of different astropaths, and astropaths are ones that have been exposed to the divine light of the Emperor to such an extent that it does gild their soul for being able to transmit these messages like long distance, and prevents them from helps prevent them from suffering as much of like a warp mutation or mental decline. But at the same time, looking at the light of the Emperor to such an extent can blind them, so it burns out their eyes. I think I could have sworn there was one book.
They're staring at me with their burnt eyes like I'm a leper. I'm just passing through, all right? So you lots can calm down.
Anyways, what was I saying? But yeah, I could have sworn that there, like, I have a memory of finding this fact in one of the Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper like books, right? I know there's a reference of the Emperor's light actually burning out other senses, not just the eyes, right? But I can't find it anywhere. I don't know if maybe I'm lying to myself, but I feel like there's, it did mention that there's astropaths out there who had functioning eyes, but not like ears or like a sense of taste. But I don't know. It makes more sense for eyes, I suppose, if you're looking at like the light of a living god, you know. Anyways, save game. Lord of Pies. Cool.
Follow my lead.
Chapel servant. See, like they're all constantly getting messages, intercepting messages throughout the Imperium, and they transcribe it through psychic imprints to actual data or into written like messages, right? To actual parchment messages, not just like on a data screen. Always cool. Right? So like not only are they sending out messages, but they are finding like stray messages that are bouncing around the Imperium. So sometimes you can like send out like a global distress. It'll just kind of bounce around. It might be intercepted by people you don't want to intercept it, but overall, you're always busy essentially. So where is here? There's a little bit of loot down here. Give me my trash. Yay! Delicious trash. What is it? Collection of autoquills. Bank. Machine Spirit Vaultlet. Okay, cool. Why not? Interesting.
None shall stand in my way.
So, I'll tell you guys. Well, let's see here. We're about to get into a cutscene. Briefly, I'll talk to you about what's going on my nerdy life. Right. I've decided to get back into pen and paper role playing game. I'm actually in the process of writing a adventure campaign. A Planescape adventure campaign, which is a setting for Dungeons and Dragons for my friends. So I'll talk to you guys about that as things kind of go on. 𝕽𝖌𝖚𝖊𝖊𝖗. Choirmaster Wise turns towards you before you reach him. A chill runs down your spine as if someone were watching you from inside your own being. 𝕽𝖌𝖚𝖊𝖊𝖗. Willpower test failed. The strange sensation passes as suddenly as it rises. The choirmaster shakes his head. I know why you're here, your lordship, and with all due respect, I'm asking you to reconsider. So you would rather not take part in the search for mutineers? Well, it's my wish to be useful to your lordship. But what you come here for, this will put the ship in peril. A ritual of this kind can, and certainly will, go the worst possible way. None of your predecessors came to me with the same your predecessor, your auntie, came to me with the same orders once. Nothing good came of it. Please believe me, Lord Captain, when I say a mountain of corpses will be the least of the problems we face that time. So you say you performed a ritual for my auntie? Blessed be her name. Beautiful auntie. Sometimes I think about the times you visited my planet. My planet of space halflings. You talked about when you were drunk and you You sired an offspring which you had on this planet. Embarrassingly. And your line continued unto me. So you're my great auntie. But that's fine. You know, sometimes duty takes us away from those that we deep down truly love. Many years ago, it was a time when Lady Theodora had become anxious. Perhaps the Lord Inquisitor's interest in her affairs adversely affected her, shall we say, trust in her own subjects. She was expecting a betrayal, and eventually her paranoia brought her to me. I performed the ritual, but the choir ceased to exist. Okay, Earlight. The Suriani spent decades tempering their spirits before touching the veil. You lack the gift of time, yet you seek to harness the powers that are only too pleased with your ignorance. Guppo ignores Earlet. Tell me about the nature of this ritual. Well, it takes an entire choir's power to invade such a prodigious number of minds at once. I weave their voices into a chord and steer it into the murky sea of other people's souls. Together we read tens of thousands of thoughts, emotions, intents, looking for the thing we are after. The seed of corruption you are interested in. Don't delve too much into Captain Guppo's thoughts. We don't want any sort of... we want our dealings to be of our own. Why are you so worried about the ritual? I kind of feel like I might go grab some coffee really quick in just a bit. Lord Captain, do you know the proverb about staring too long into the abyss? What you are asking for is tantamount to plunging the entire choir into that abyss. A ritual like that will require incredible amounts of focus from each of its participants. It'll take a single careless thought, a single glance in the wrong direction, for the way back to be lost. Human minds fusing in one another, vitrified organs inside still living bodies, perverse fantasies about manifesting in the flesh. Nothing will stop the horrors of the warp from spreading all over the ship in a blink of an eye. And even if I agreed, it would be impossible. I would need a second powerful telepath as a defender to shield my mind. The last time my best apprentice Adeline did that, but she is no longer with us. She was exceptionally talented, rivaling even myself. Now I will know of only one psyker in the entire expanse who is our equal, but he is bound to the service of one House Winterscale's planetary governors, and thus unavailable to us, which makes your dangerous enterprise an impossibility. I see. This is a harsh truth, your lordship. It must not be done. So I wonder what happens when you, like, if you're playing a psyker, can you partake in this ritual? We can find a psycho who will help you perform the ritual. And who is that? The choirmaster smiled, though courteous, seems ever so slightly sarcastic. Here's a psyker. You could, ooh. I can volunteer Heinrichs, and if he dies, then I won't have to worry about Heinrichs anymore. You mentioned knowing about a psyker employed by the Order Scales. Who is he? What about Heinrichs? Master von Calix is a brilliant biomancer, your lordship, but as far as I know, he's not particularly adept at telepathy or psychers protective rituals, is he? I'll probably load if Adira dies, because I want to keep Adira through the entire campaign. How about Adira? Absolutely not! This is the first time you ever heard the choirmaster raise his voice. She is a witch, an abomination. She'll only make the situation worse. The beasts of the warp sense her heresy-prone soul and descend upon us in droves. Adira, will you look at that? The great choirmaster, scared of my little whispers. Adira breaks into a trill of laughter. Her mirth almost seems excessive. Stop shaking, Willie, old man. I'm going to protect you and your bulgy-eyed pals from what's behind the door. You can thank me yet. You mentioned a powerful psycho employed by the Winter Scales. Who is he? Master Hiramon is a seasoned telepath, but his lord would never part with such an incredibly valuable specialist. A sizable amount of money would be necessary to organize Master Hiramon's escape. Profit factor -3. I mean, I need this, right? What I really need is to set up my colonies, because I am not netting a lot of profit factor. I will hire professionals to set up his escape. Send a message with whoever ought to know. As you please. Master Hiramon will welcome the news of his forthcoming release. His present lord is quite unpleasant. I'll report back to once Master Hiramon has been brought on board. Oh, we have to wait? Wait for the cycle to arrive. Okay. Till then, okay, so I guess we'll just go and let's see here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Here's what it is. We will go. Wait, have I done colonies? Cargo management. Where's my colony management? Where am I colony management? Boop. Mechanisms. Okay. So this is the agro world, the farm world that we have. I think last time what I do with the farm, I think we found like specific, in the last campaign we found specific chemicals, right? Or like plants we can use for chemicals, and we started mining those. And I think we gave it over to like biologists or like scientists that like pursued some things. So we can do something different this time. The reaping. Not even the sprawling agro-complexes of Janus can cover the whole planet's fertile expanse. Gargantuan tracked mega harvesters will come to their aid. They'll wander the plants for months. Each one operated by its assigned clan of serfs who are born, live, and die in the battles of these great machines. These giants will reap and harvest with their toothed jaws, break open the soil with their plasteel plows, and drink the swampy lowlands with their thirsty hydro pumps, spewing the water from forth upon arid hills. Gain a profit factor back, gain provisions, efficiency. Yeah, I really need to. Secrets of the Winter Cells, I think I might have done that last time. I'm not 100% sure, though. Legend has it that House Winterscale holds the secret to gas factorums, workshops with tons of organic raw materials pass through the fermentation vats, hot rollers, and pressure exhausts that yield valuable chemicals. The sacred technology could enable Janus to produce enormous volumes of promethium. However, only the most skillful and highest paid smugglers will be up to the task of stealing the treasure. Cure for Sloth, I think we did that last time. I'm not 100% sure. Since the grimy masses are so lazy, a wise lord would add substances to their daily communion that ensure obedience and diligence. Once purified and distilled, these truly miraculous plant-based chemicals will make a commoner forget their fatigue and their purposeless pastimes. And when their bodies burnt out and withered, they simply replaced by a new warrior. Why not? Cool. Oh, heretical plus 10. Okay, I didn't do this last time. Heretical plus 10. Interesting. Neurosuppressant for the rabble. Okay. So we gain, all allies gain plus 5 athletics and suffer 10% less toxic damage. Okay, interesting. Okay, I think this, what we do here in rank 2, yeah, we did Rose of Zamarkand last time. I think that changes what we can do for rank 3. Let's see here. Cure for Sloth. Dark Sages. Okay. So doing Cure for Sloth doesn't lock me out of anything as far as I can tell. So I can do Cure for Sloth. And we get Heretical. That's fine. So the Science of Virtue. Reputation with Drusians. Reputation with Sabala. We're not going to be doing that this time. So we can do the Church. The Capella Biologists, we can do the Mechanicus, or we can do Dark Sages. What's this? Casabala Mission, so the smugglers, right? So Science of Virtue. All of the corruption on Janus originated in the sophistries of unholy scholars. Reverend Hieronymus de Lazaro, a preacher of the cult of St. Drusus, is going to visit Janus to perform the procedure of blessed delimitation of the agro-complexes and demarcation of the irrigation systems. Instead of relying on the advice of godless genitors, he will be guided by the wise example set for in the hieroglyphies of the saints, the teaching of the religious scriptures, and the pious sacred geometry of the iconographers. May faith triumph over the sophistication of soulless metal. Cool. Okay, right on. Roses Anarchind. The clandestine cult. I don't think I even used the grenades very much last campaign that this gives you. The clandestine cultivation of a xenoplant that feeds on the blood of the serfs will allow production of hallucinogenic poisons that contaminate the victim's genes. Okay. Capella biologists. The Megas biologists, custodians of the Genesis sacred irrigation plants, have taken an interest into the unique substance discovered on the planet. If we provided the resources for erecting a chapel, they'll delve into the mysteries of their chem synthesis, which can turn deadly toxins into basic substances needed for life-saving Medicaid kits. Okay, they'll churn out Medicaid kits. That's actually really, really good. We just need a mechanism, which you can probably get as we're going to this next quest. Dark Sages. Not all servants of the Omnissiah firmly adhere to the catechism of the maintenance and operation. Okay, the Melitechs are defrocked clergy and other similar outcasts who wander the Chronos Expanse in pursuit of undesirable knowledge, teetering on the brink of schism. A protector who gives them shelter, safety, and resources for the research will earn their gratitude. The Council mission has connections with the Melitechs and can secretly assemble an entire coven of the unholy sages on Janus. This is probably what I'm going to do. So they may intrepidly study the mysteries of Xenos artifacts found on abundance of this world. Okay, so I just have to increase my reputation with the mission, and then I gain. All allies did 5% more damage to Xenos, which is not bad. Profit factor +4. Okay, cool. So let's see here. We can get this if we do Dark Sages. We have here, must be completing the colony capitalist biologists. Dark Sages. Okay, so we can get Dark Sages, and then we can get, it looks like we could do Blocks Project Capital Biologists. Okay, sure. We'll go to the, okay, we'll get this, and then we can get a couple of these, right? So let's do, boop. Cool. So let's go to the compartment and go to bridge. Let me see while it's loading if I can just grab a cup of coffee. I'll be right back, guys. Heading back, heading back. Thank you, thank you, thank you for waiting. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for waiting. Appreciate it. Oh, okay. So YouTube stuff, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. I really would appreciate if you would do so. Plenty of ways to support the channel can include this, like liking, following, subscribe. Both YouTube and Twitch are an option. We do have various ways you can support the channel: the super chats, the memberships on both YouTube and Twitch, that sort of thing. We have Patreon set up. Any links you could ever need to find, as well as links to follow me to see when I'm going live, are going to be down in the description down below, as well as my about page on both YouTube and Twitch. Check our Discord if you haven't already. It is pinned over in the live chat right now, in the video description down below on both YouTube and Twitch. But yeah, I do stream Wednesday, Thursday night, Saturday, Sunday morning, so anything you can do to help me out, even if it's just like come by every so often, just lurking in chat, you never have to say anything. I just appreciate your presence, okay? Anyways, so let's go. Looks like we're going to take a trip. Oh, wait. We are going to, first off, we're going to see if we can get the reputation up with the 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊𝖚 mission, which we'll do some trading over here. Actually, you know what? Let's get some more trash, aka converting stuff to cargo. Let's see here. Autogun, cargo, and autogun, cargo, shock baton, cargo, chain axe, cargo, and cool. Flak fist, cargo, cargo, cargo. Armor of Iron Will. I don't even remember getting that. Armor of Iron Will. Medium armor. Whenever the wearer blocks an attack, adjacent creatures must pass a toughness. Whenever a creature blocks attack, all adjacent creatures must pass on a toughness resistance test. Are suffer 1 stack of exploit. I think he has heavy armor though, doesn't he? Medium armor. Oh no, he doesn't. Okay, interesting. So this is actually be really good for Solomon. I didn't say at the beginning of the stream, but Solomon has actually been respect where he is a warrior, so he has the dash and like taunt stuff abilities along with 𝕿𝖗𝖆. I don't really consider it cheating because it's not gonna. You can make mercenaries with this build. So long as I can make mercenaries with this build, I don't think it's really going too far outside the normal constraints of the game, really. The wearer's reactivate range is increased by 2. That's not bad. When using reactivated, wearer gains plus 10 temporary wounds. I think this is actually not that bad. I think I'm going to swap this out for a little bit. It looks cool. Cool. Awesome. Dates. Just all this. Fine. Can I just do it by type? Boop. Okay. Cool. So. Down rock. Let's see. Trade. Yes. 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊𝖚 mission. We're only rank 2. Okay, sure. Wait, can I not? Oof, 33. Reputation. Yeah, select all tradable. Trade. Cool. Let's try to get him up. God damn, it's going to take a while, isn't it? So what do we need? We're at 16,000 reputation. And we need to have what? We need to have 16,000, 19,000. Okay, that's not too far away. Okay, let's go and explore. All right. Hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you guys, your last week went okay for you. I'm hoping wishing you well for the current week. Let's see here, back to Ridge, across the Expanse. Yeah, I've wondered if I should just. I feel like I'm probably going to do the next DLC. Wait. Oh, interesting. What is... Wait, what... What is this red line? I'm very confused. This red line is definitely new. What? 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 The red line? What is... Okay, this is the first time I've ever seen a red line. Okay, whatever. Let's see here. Save the 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖉𝖊𝖗 survivors. We could make a detour over here. We'll get a little bit of experience in some combat there. And what's this? 𝕿𝖗𝖉𝖊𝖗. Eventually we'll go there, but I think we're going to do... Oh, we have to wait for the psyker. Okay, so... Yeah, there's nothing much we can do. Okay, so we'll just go... we'll save this. The 𝕿𝖗𝖉𝖊𝖗 survivors. We'll do side quests. And... Yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. Let's see, we haven't been there, so let's do... So you can do... Boo, 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 boo. Safe. Is it ready yet? Hopefully it's ready. Forgot how to drink. If I'm ever able to do more streams, like one thing I would really like to do if I'm doing like streaming full time and like content creation full time, if I ever do like a morning stream, I would like to have like a situation. I have my own office, right? I have like a coffee machine set up with like a web camera. And this is kind of like a prep time, right? Before the stream, the stream proper, where we just kind of go, we make ourselves a nice cup of like coffee, add various things, kind of like just lo-fi chill vibes, and like prepare for our day, you know? I would like, that would be really nice. Oh. What's this now? Hello. 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃 lace rags. A pungent animal scent hits your nose. A huge predator materializing out of nowhere in the middle of your chamber studies you with his unblinking eyes. Cautious. Okay. Cautiously look around. Oh, what happened to my body? Because my housemaiden is here. Cautiously look around. You see nothing to indicate where the strange new marvel has come from. The animal tracks your every move. Something about you seems to have captured its attention. You think you may have an idea what? Okay. What, just that he wants to eat me? I do not remember this before. There's a good pet. The beast tentatively flexes its tail. Oh, this is your doing, Jay. I was going to surprise you. Sit there, 𝕿𝖗𝖃, and be a good girl. Oh, you two have already met, Shireen. If this, what is this? I'll give you a gift, Shireen. Isn't it obvious? Should I put a ribbon around her? Generous hearts do not hide their feelings, but shower their nearest and dearest with gifts. I won't deny it. Choosing a gift worthy of Rogue Trader wasn't easy, but I tried my best. Do you like her? Of all the things she could have gotten in this sector, what's her name? I like the name 𝕿𝖃. It's a name of a deadly wind that originates in the hottest deserts of Afrit. But you are her owner, so you should name her. She's beauty. Dargona. 𝕿𝖃 it is. Excellent. A proud animal deserves a proud name. Knowledgeable people will hear her name and feel even greater respect for the one who has leashed this force of nature. And you wanted to give me a 𝕿𝖃𝖃𝖃? Can you think of a better pet for a rogue trader? 𝕿𝖃𝖃s are fearsome, strong, and proud creatures, just like you. You will strike awe into the hearts of your guests when they see you have tamed such a wild and dangerous a creature. And if anyone ever misbehaves, you can always feed them to the 𝕿𝖃𝖃s. It'll be most impressive. Admit it. It's a magnificent accessory. That would be nice if I can actually make him into, like, a pet feature, right? I mean, I am an overseer, you know? Where do you find her? I hired hunters to catch me a suitable beast in the jungles of Janus. She cost me 7 times what she weighs, but the Exalted One does not send us friends, so we may be stingy with our affection, does he? Do I even want to consider if she is house trained? She's a fast learner. Jay is suddenly cagey. I've already taught her a command. Don't eat. Thank you, Jay. I knew you approved, Shireen. Jay claps her hands loudly, and the animal whips around at the noise with predatory interest. I think she will be shown off her best advantage next to your throne. Okay. Sure. Okay. I'll keep her on. So we're keeping her on the bridge. Okay, whatever. Fine. Okay, that was interesting. Very interesting. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Maeve! I thought my old body was... I thought my old body was eaten. How are you doing, Maeve? Keep my body nice and safe. Yes. Eventually I will return to you, my rotund and sexy body. I will apply all the sacred oils to every crevasse once I am in my old body. Yes. And I will have a grand feast. The grandest anyone has ever seen. First expanse. Cool. All right. Oh. Lord Captain, emergency report. The augurs have detected several void ships slowly encircling us. Our requests for this pursuit to cease have been completely ignored, but an unmanned vessel has been dispatched in our direction, broadcasting only 2 words: gift and 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖊. Exalted One, incinerate those void jackals. What does it mean? Jay's agitated voice comes from the Vox channel. Shireen, this whole thing stinks worse than a dead Grox. It is also eerily similar to how Casabella agents operate. Every so often it does restore her original portrait. With your permission, I would like to see what kind of gift these tight-lipped ashbags have sent me. The Vox Master patiently awaits your instructions, flipping switches and occasionally emitting crackling static from her integrated Vox system. What ships are they? A frigate and 4 raiders, Lord Captain. No identifying masts, so they're probably pirates. Although the Augur Master reports that they are well coordinated, more so than your typical void rabble. Okay. Set a trap. Says, I wish to contact the pursuer's flagship. Apologies, Lord Captain. Our timely calls to the known pursuer ships are being automatically relayed to the beacon on the pilotless vessel. Huh. Interesting. Very well, I'm curious. Order the Voidborn to bring the package aboard. It will be done, Lord Captain. A shuttle carrier, the retrieval team, and a bomb disposal specialist is already en route. Okay, good. My people actually do think. Several tense hours go by, all the while Jay paces back and forth across the captain's bridge. But at the first shriek of the sirens announcing the shuttle's return, she rushes down to the lower decks. Core, no! Jay's outburst blares from the comm bead, momentarily deafening you and a third of the officers on the bridge listening to the Vox channel. No. Why would the Exalted One doom so kind-hearted person to such a fate? What void beast has done this to you? The Voxcaster picks up a quiet sob. Really? The whining screech of odd medic on bulkhead panels, the crunching of metal fingers, and Jay cuts the Vox connection. She was crying? Ahem. Lord Captain, the returning Voidborn reports the package for 𝕿𝖗𝖊𝖊𝖊 was the head of a young man. Vigdis typically types swiftly at the Cogitator keys. According to the archives, he was a member of her trade network on Footfall. The deceased is Trickster Core. Did I meet him? One of the Trickster twins. Oh, yeah, no. She was at the party that we went to, who engaged in suspect commercial activity on the station's asteroids with Mr. 𝕿𝖗𝖊𝖊𝖊. Static comes over the line, and the siren blares again, and the Vox Master turns towards you. We have been alerted to an incoming Vox transmission. My officers are standing by to connect you to unidentified parties. Load the artillery and allow the ships to draw closer. Then connect me. It will be done, Lord Captain. A minute later, the vox crackles with static, followed by a rough, drunken voice. Well, I'll be his lordliness rogue trader, Teawhistle. I humbly tug my forelock to you, my lord. We mean... how dare you! We mean no offense. Our convoy is but a mark of respect for your holy self. You wouldn't have stopped to talk to us, would you, if we hadn't given your officers a good scare? Oh, where are my manners? I forgot to introduce myself. Toto the Vulture, at your most noble service. I presume you fell, so you made your third road trader. At least put a fire that. That's a rather pathetic moniker. Can you come up with anything better? He grunts in outrage. Now see here, your lordliness. The name, that's my name my mother gave me, is born. It's like, Toto the Vulture. I'll carry it to my whole life long. And they call me the Vulture because, to the void with that. I'm here with a special mission for you. A little bird told my boss that you have got rats on your ship. Well, we're the best rat catchers on this side of the mall, your lordship. And we're ready to take that problem right off your hands. All you have to do is put 𝕿𝖗𝖊𝖊𝖗 on a pod and send her straight to coordinates we'll give you. My boss has been after her a while, and she's generous to those who help him. You're no vulture, Toto. You're the worst kind of ashmag. A voice just as rough as Toto the Vulture bursts on the Valk channel. Tell me, you son of a grox, in the void jackal, who sent you? Toto the Vulture, and the critter runs right into the trap. The Vulture chuckles hoarsely. I'm afraid I can't reveal his name. Commerce. Let's just do this. I'll give you whatever I have in my hold. No. I'm not going to give. I'm not going to roll over. Depends on me again. Told me to prepare to engage. Give you J. That's it. How terribly dull. Tulliman, alert all stations. Prepare to engage. So the answer is no then. That's probably for the best. Your lordliness, I make a bad negotiator, but a damn fine pirate. Before a Vox transmission cuts off, you hear a rasping shout. Falco says, hello, 𝕿𝖗𝖊𝖊𝖊𝖗, and screw you. Falco, huh? I feel like whenever a situation like this pops up, or it gives me an option of like running, like generally I should run. Let's see. Do 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 do.
The whispers sound distant. The future is uncertain.
So Viper class. Okay, frigate. We got some frigates and we got some Vipers. Okay. Got the shields. Positive torpedo. Oh, you're like right by the torpedoes. You son of a bitch. I kind of wait. Let's see here. Save. I kind of want to like save him because he's gonna get hit by the torpedoes. Well, it doesn't really matter actually because if he blows up, he gets restored on the next combat. So, All right, warp wave. It has not taken damage yet, so we can do doop-a-doo, shoot. Go boop, 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 and boop. Okay. We do boop, boop. Okay. I could do, let's see here, dupe. Go here. And we do boop, 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 boop. Anything else we can do? Swing run. Like, we haven't really leveled up our ship too much yet. But anyways, I should probably say this is the Hearth and Home. We use the mod to make to change the appearance of the model, right? I don't know if we have our headcanon like what kind of ship the Hearth and Home is, but I would say it's typical like a kind of a mutt combination of like frigates. Falcon class frigates, lore-wise, were kind of like the I think they're the up in front like brawlers. They're called Falcons because their armored prows are a little bit more of a wedge and do a little bit more damage. But frigates are kind of like a jack of all trades kind of thing. Viper class are like one of the smaller types of ships. Generally, they're more for like scouts and like reconnaissance. So do boop boop. Let's see here. Do yes. Cool. We'll do this. Cool. And we'll do. Cool. And do a little bit more damage on this guy. Let's see here. Shoo. I can do, if I do a new heading, can I actually, I think I might, let me see here. I'm trying to wonder if I can turn all the way around. I don't think I can. Let's try it. Oh, maybe we can. Yes. Cool. Oh, you're trying to get away. You punk. You royal. You royal punk. Oh, I should have actually done that. So we'll do reinforced shields on the right hand side. And the Vipers are going to come. They're going to hit my reinforced shields. And I think that's good. I can do... I don't have the gunnery ability that reloads your ordnance, so let's just go there. Oh, yeah, Viper. Torpedo Viper. Wait, I think that's not accurate. I think a plain Viper class destroyer isn't typically armed with torpedoes. Ooh. That hurts. Ow. I think I kind of royally messed up. Because next round I'm probably going to die, actually. I should probably just load, actually. Load. Boo. Let's do that. We haven't really done any, like, lore segues, have we? So, let's do... Let me think first. What else can I do? Let's see, how much time have we been playing? We've been playing for about 2.5 hours. So, probably another half an hour or so. Usually, I do 40k games a little bit longer. But... Come on. What do we talk about? I think a couple things we've been talking about recently is we've been talking about a potential, like, what we would do for an orc companion for a future DLC, right? We've been talking about a character, a Strix's character, which are like the 40k Ferengi, right? Doing that as well. So let's see here. Boop. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. Oop, we forgot to do... Wait, no, torpedo. Yes, torpedo. Cool. Blah, 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 da, do, 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 do. Let's see, I probably want to actually get further away from these guys. Boo boo. Go like this.
Show them the fury of our
Enemy's void shield has been nullified.
Okay. Oh, I keep forgetting. Wait, no, hold on. Let me just see this again. So I kind of messed up. One more time. Okay, yeah. So we were talking about a potential orc companion. We're actually designing him on some of the past streams. We've been talking about a 𝕽𝖶𝖌𝖚 character. I don't think we're talking just in general. I think as a potential companion, but I like the 𝕽𝖶𝖚s are probably one of my favorite Xenos race because they're like 40k Ferengi, right? But what are some of the things I can do? In terms of let's just go back. I'll think about it. So let's see. How we boop ba do.
Lay in the course.
Can I do? Yep. Shield pulse. Overloads enemy shields, redistributing them with the weakest side facing the flagship. Weakest side facing the flagship. Oh wait. If the enemy has a hull field, it spends 25%. Expends 25 of my flagship's shields. Weakest side flagship. Oh wait, maybe that's not great. What's the enemy shield redistributing them with the weakest side facing the flagship? Boop.
This one's going down.
Cool. Boop.
Unleash the power of our
Target's void shield has been weakened.
Okay. This guy out. Poop out some torpedoes. And we do boop boop boop. Pepper 'em.
I want to hear macro cannons roar.
Okay. And then we can do. I don't want to go here because then the torpedo can probably get me. I can do. Do like this. Oh wait, I think I have to go forward, don't I? Let's see here. Just trying to figure out like where I can go. Crap. Wait, maybe I could, if I go here at the top, maybe I won't get hit by the torpedoes? So I can go here also. Let's try this. Let's go this way. And then we do this. And then we do this. And then we do this. Look at this. Look at this maneuver. Epic maneuver. And then bop. And then rear shields. That should be a little bit better. Cool. Cool. We'll hit the Heartless, but the Heartless can take it. I really do need to level up my ship. Yeah, kill him! Come on, man. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Take control. And there. I'll probably get both of these guys with the torpedo volley. And do this. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, okay. Let's see. I guess I have to turn around. There's nothing much I can do. Shoo, 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 shoo. Okay. I'll do boop, and I'll do boop. Switch, reinforce my shields over here. And there's nothing I can do. Positive torpedoes. If they blow up against the Heartless, it is what it is. Ow, that hurts. Probably all three are going to hit. Oh, yeah, here we go. Cool. I think I can probably go here, then I'll hit the torpedoes, and I'll hit the Falcon. Yeah. I'll hit all of them. Yay! Oh, because it blew up the other torpedo, too. Nice. Excellent. That was pretty epic. Shields are not down yet? Cool. Alright. Definitely save. So, swing turn. I can't really do anything else.
We have a destination to reach.
Turning around, still not within range. Or am I? I might be within range if I do this. Boop, boop, doo. Boop. Yeah. Okay, cool. Wait, hold on. Can I do... Nope. Okay. Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo-boo. You're not getting out of here. I'll blow you up with my brain. Cool. Okay, much better this time. What is that? Oh, the thing is still there. Okay. Sure. Try not to go too close to that. Plasma torpedo. Ow. Cool, leveled up. Excellent. Lots of experience. Nice. Excellent. Excellente, pace picante. Okay, save. Ship, void ship management, level up. And then we're doing, this campaign we're doing ramming and torpedo specialist. Last time we did what? We did fighter ship and I forget something else. So we got archery. The fighter's next shot gains +2 extra range. Reload. Reloads all macro cannons that were fired during the acceleration phase. It's not bad. Shallow jump. A flagship makes a shallow warp jump in a forward direction. Okay. The vulnerability scan. I never really got good use out of that. So let's do vulnerability scan. I definitely want this. So we got that. And shallow jump. Makes a shallow warp jump in a forward direction. So 5 square movement. Argus can't see, the thing about this is that when you it's like a random facing of the ship, and sometimes you can't get to a certain facing of the ship, so this is kind of useless in a lot of ways. Flagship's next shot gains +2 extra range. I think shallow jump is better. Okay. Choose flagship developments. Heavy voidcraft armor. Each attack craft launch from the torpedo tube, and each torpedo gains +1 hull integrity. Okay. Improve ram. Void ship ram deals twice the additional damage for every extra tile traveled. That sounds good. And you can improve the void ship ram by spending parts or scrap, right? Onboard ECM. I think I actually did know what the ECM stood for. I can't remember what it was. It is something. Torpedoes and attack craft gain 60% evasion against enemy attack crafts and 20% evasion against all other attacks. It doesn't seem like the NPCs have been really targeting my torpedoes, so it's not really that big a deal. Rugged repair. Repairing the void ship requires 50% less scrap. That's not bad. Sanctified restart. Restart shields now inflict only a -2 speed penalty and no range fire penalty. Okay. Silent running. When approaching enemy, the flagship shuts down non-essential systems and starts to drift unnoticed past enemy ships. As a result, most encounters, larger enemy ships are surprised and act later. I think we tried that last time and it was good. Steady hand. When using post abilities, there is 20% chance that the cooldown will be 1 round shorter. That's not bad. Take it all. The flagship now collects 10% more scrap from destroyed ships. Not bad. Arc agree. This is all the other stuff before, right? Okay, cool. Let's do Voidcraft Ram. Let's see here. 60% evasion. Yeah, I'll do Improved Ram. Cool. Components. Posts. Everyone's all that. Components. Okay, we can do Upgrade Ram. How much scrap do we have? 481. So we can do upgrade that. Increases ram damage and reduces damage suffered. Yes. What do you have here? Yes. Upgrade hull. Should I do one more? Well, we got 155 for the next rank versus 85 for the ram. I kind of want to do that. Okay, and that's it. That's it for this crap. We won't. Okay, that's good enough though. I feel like it's gonna be fun. You know, roaming around, bopping our head into things. Okie dokie. Do 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 do. Let's see where we're going. We are going. Do 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 do. Stream boo. Let's see. Oh, 1 second. Stream boo, we got you, stream boo. Cool. So let's see. Anyways, let's see. Where am I? I am back here. Okay, so we go. We want to go this way. So we go. Do. Let's see. How do we go here? We have to go here. From there, and from here to here. Warp travel. The tech priest reported a brief malfunction in the Geller field generator that left the vessel exposed to the warp for a brief second. According to the Enforcer report, something did manage to get into the ship and is now prowling the dark quarters of Loading Bay 5. Send patrols in the effective chamber. Cool. Excellent. Chaotic trophies. Heretic trophies. I don't know what I'm talking about. Several armed teams left to search the unknown creature that invaded the vessel. All but two returned with nothing to show for it. But hair turned prematurely gray and horror stories about what was happening in Loading Bay 5. One team brought back a bizarre trophy allegedly found behind a shattered bulkhead. The last team was never heard from again. Just another day. Okay, so then we go here, right? Boop. Wise. Your Lordship, Master Hiramon, succeeded in his escape and has arrived on board. Excellent. He has almost completed the ritual of harmonization with the rest of the choir, which has given our voices greater strength and cohesion. Excellent. Excellent. We have made our preparations and are waiting for your arrival to start the ritual as soon as you give the order. Excellent. I'll go there now. The warp jump went smoothly enough, although many of the crew members reported strange incidents while they were asleep. They sensed someone approaching them and laying a hand on their forehead. Okay? Then the hand seemed to pass through the skin, through the skull. Tender motions sorted their jumbled thoughts into some sort of order. After the strange incident, Jay Hadari was uncharacteristically somber for almost 2 watches and spent several hours in the ship's chapel praying. Okay. Alrighty, Roo. Let's go and let's do this ritual. I think what happened last campaign is like we either were not able to find the additional psyker to help complete this ritual for some reason, or he was just locked out for some reason. I think that's what happened. So now we're actually able to progress this a little bit more. I definitely needed that. One of the favorite characters I had to play when I was playing the Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper game, I did play in a friend's Dark Heresy game, right? much lower level power scaling compared to like road traders, right? But still, decent. I did a preacher who used two-handed swords, right? And he was I was using the miracle system, so I can create like miracle effects with my fate points, like my save from death resource, right? And with the faith system in Dark Heresy, which I love that system so much. You can do categories of like faith spells. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but you can do. There's categories into the Emperor's Sign, the Emperor's Mercy, the Emperor's Wrath, and I had like a combination of like different like. I was trying to play him as more like a paladin in Warhammer 40,000. So, and I told the GM like my miracles. I didn't want my miracles to work on anyone who is not a practicing Imperial servant, right? So like if any of the party members were like saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna do lip service to the Emperor of Mankind," my miracles just would automatically not work on them, right? But I had a bunch of like healing miracles that I can do like lay of hands kind of stuff on them. I had a two-handed eviscerator. I loved like chain weapons in a lot of my characters because they do in the pen and paper game. You can re-roll. You can pick two dice and choose two sets of dice when you do damage with chain weapons, and you pick the better one. You roll with advantage, okay? If you ever play D&D, you're rolling with advantage on your damage when you're doing chain weapons in the earlier editions of Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game, the pen and paper one, right? And you can get like some disfiguring, take some disfiguring critical hits, and depending on how you go, you can like maim your character for life. We went up against a psyker who was, I forget exactly what his deal was, but he had like he was like a pyromancer, and we're fighting him through this corridors, and I rolled some bad hits, and I was actually nearly killed in a conflagration. Like he burned me alive, right? And he burned me so bad that it liquefied my eyes and my head, right? But my guy is so devout to the Emperor. We were able to. My guy was on death's door, and my friends picked me up. They patched me up. They took me to a doctor. I had like bionics, like little lenses, fitted to where my eyes were, right, so I could see again, right. But like my guy was just like always saying like he's not sad that he lost his sight, It's like because now that his eyes are not truly seeing the material world, he can more he can better see the works of the Emperor, and because he's always doing miracles and stuff. Like he would start to cry even though he doesn't have any tear ducts left. Like it was just like another miracle, right? But that guy was always really fun to play. I got one of the artifacts I got was they're like bands, they're like bandages that wrapped around Imperial Saint. I would just wrap them around my arms, right? I think they let me do healing miracles easier, right? So I didn't have to take my resource points away, right? I'd be going into battle, like chopping through a bunch of guys, and like in the Dark Heresy scale of Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper game, it's like everything's so deadly, right? Like just like one or two hits from a normal like sword or like knife can like kill you, right? So I had this giant chain sword, and I was just like chopping through guys like left and right, like sending parts flying. And then after that, I was like, I wasn't a cruel member of the priesthood. I would always like if someone is like I think I worshipped like my deal was I worship an Imperial Saint, and like Saint worship is not uncommon, so long as like the Emperor comes above the Saint. But the idea is the Saint carries your prayers to the Emperor. So like there's certain aspects of like hard work or battle. Normally stuff you'd see on like other like a D&D game where you're worshiping like different god aspects. Like you have that as an option in Warhammer 40,000, but it's just like more you have to you're just worshiping a saint, but the Emperor still comes first. So you're worshiping the Emperor, but also worshiping a saint and following their their paths in life, right? And my guy was I forget exactly what his deal was, but he was like a mob boss. Like the legend I made up with him is like the saint was a mob boss that turned over a new leaf and became like a great builder in the name of the emperor. And he was it was all so it was like a priest. I was like a priest of work, right? To get people back to work and to know your to be good at your job and stuff like that. To love the craft that you do, like that sort of thing. But the idea I had for the priest also is how he met his end was that he worked himself to death, and he was building like a palace. He was laying the bricks down. He fell onto the slabs of bricks, and his servants he had a heart attack. He fell dead, right? And he requested that his servants don't stop, right? So the servants just essentially he's like the mortar of this palace, right? So the servants just laid bricks on top of him and built the entire palace. So it's like the shrine where he is. He's like he has his corpse sticking out of the wall, but yeah. And like my goal was to make a pilgrimage to that site one day and give my respects to Saint whatever his name was. But yeah, that was pretty fun. Definitely want to play in a game again. Like I have more experience in the pen and paper game as a game master, not really as a player. But eventually I have to really remedy that. It'd be nice to actually do like Let's Plays of role-playing games. I wouldn't mind that, actually. Okay, we're going to Void Ship Shrine, 𝕿𝖗𝖊𝖊𝖗 Chapel. Yes. Yes. I have a feeling this is going to be a combat. Boo boo boo. Boo doo doo. Doo doo doo. Doo 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 doo. Ba 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 do 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 do. Okay, definitely save. Me 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 me. Do 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 do. Oh, the Fellowship of Flies. Yeah, that's what I think was going to. Once I follow the chaos, so I was going to name myself our heretic rogue trader group, the Fellowship of Flies.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Okay, Weiss. Oh, Captain, do you wish to perform the ritual? Has the selected candidate arrived yet? Master 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖚, assigned to the chapel upon your orders for the purpose of performing the ritual, has almost finished his preparations, Lord Captain. Master 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖚, oh, that's him. Okay. Looks like an interesting looking guy. Okay, what does he have, a little mustache? Cool. Greetings, Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle. I will be honored to serve my savior. Interesting. A middle-aged psyker bows to you passionately. His plump face carries many marks of indulging in all manner of vice. I am your new lord, Master 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖚. And that is glorious, your lordship. 1,000 thanks for you for liberating me from my former master. Living at the court of Governor Iskandar is indescribable. The immaterial himself whispers ideas for new perversions into his disturbed mind. Therefore, the good thing it brought you to me. Therefore, I am infinitely grateful for to be delivered from him. My life belongs to you now. Let us begin. The choirmaster lets out a deep sigh. Well, you made this choice, Lord Captain. Indeed I do. Indeed I do, Lord 𝕿𝖗𝖊𝖊𝖚. Now I thank you to keep your opinions to yourself. Find my culprit. Find the taints of our ship. Yes. Excellent. Everything seems to be in order. Let's see here. Yes. Psychers are doing psychic things. Okay. Talking, of course. More talking. Worry not, Master Wise. For as long as I live, the barrier will hold. Bye. Goodbye. Oh yeah, it's definitely like look at this. It's zooming out to see the entire chapel. We're definitely going to get into a fight. The temperature inside the chapel is dropping. Every breath turns into a cloud of vapor. The astropath's resonant voices blend together, following the pattern of melody playing in the hall. Every now and then, muffled moans are heard coming from the thrones of junior astropaths. 𝕽𝖌𝖚𝖊𝖊𝖚, you hear an interloping voice in your head, like an echo of a distant echo. Your lordship, I sense strangeness. Non-minds. They do not seem human-like. How strange. They are akin to insects, parasites. I cannot read them, and that is wrong. Look! A dark veil clouds her vision, only to be succeeded by a blinding light a moment later. Willpower test succeeded. The great wideness is the ship with its multitude of minds, of which you are one. A shadow of utter nothingness winds its way across the blinding white. You hear a choirmaster's voice coming from a distance, okay, but cannot make out a single word. Your gaze slides along an iridescent thread that has crossed the nothingness. Something shiny is towering behind it, a golden giant frozen in place like a statue. Oh. A sudden jolt of fear distracts you from the image. Your thoughts turn back to the nothingness in its kaleidoscope of absences. No color, no emotion, no thought. In its furthest depths, there's something crawling. The void? Wait, a single word, you guys, is that across the void? It's crossed the... Okay, so, I guess avoid, if you can, 60%. Your resolve is firm, and your mind and soul unflinching. The nothingness has no power over you. Your eyes follow the thread towards the golden giant. Okay? It is not until you get close that you realize that the radiant image is a lie. The guilt flakes away, and the stately body is twisted out of shape as its limbs grow extra joints, mutilating the marvelous figure. A beastly fanged face with a repulsive worm-like tongue turns towards you. Its eyes, burning with nothingness, penetrate your soul. Thoughts, secrets, wishes, goals, nothing is spared as the abomination rummages around inside you like a predator gutting its kill. 𝕽𝖌𝖚𝖊𝖊𝖚. The choirmaster's voice sounds inside your mind. I cannot see them. I cannot read their minds. I cannot see into their lair. I only see images, fragmented and sinister. Forgive me, Lord Captain, but we took this risk in vain. I'm not telling the ritual. What are we dealing with? Some kind of defensive measure? Sorcery? Not sorcery. Something else. I've never encountered this. Minds like this before. Something about them is wrong. I will not tolerate failure. Continue. It's no use. I cannot. The nothingness cackles and croaks. I see you. It assumes a vague shape. A man shriveled by age and infirmity. His eyes alight with an alien purple form. You've been looking for me. You sense the attention of something else, something beyond this entity. The ruinous powers. The ritual has made your soul, marked as it is by the curse of the warp, more vulnerable than ever before. You can feel the demons clawing at the veil, hungering to reach you. Made your soul, marked survive the brush with warp sometime in your distant past. Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle gained the Bard's Soul effect. The warp sees you. The warp knows you. The warp is coming for you. Okay. 𝕽𝖌𝖚𝖊𝖊𝖚. A blind man clad in green appears before you in the croaking nothingness, shielding you. What manner of abomination are you? I cannot sense you. You're not of the warp. What is your twisted nature? I cannot sense you either, but I know you. I heard you were going to seek me out. My ears are everywhere, and I was ready. The age-worn voice is a deep wail echoed by a throng of smaller voices. Civilizations and star clusters lie buried at the bottom of the being's pale eyes, which are aflame with hunger. Your mind feels cramped inside your skull, and you can hear the bone creaking. Did the ritual work after all? No, this is not my ritual. Panic rings in the choirmaster's voice inside your mind. This is his spell, an invasion of our minds. While I was seeking it with my power, it found us with a will of its own, and I cannot stop it. I cannot force it out of our heads. I'm not going to stop the ritual. Continue! Get away! Attack! What? How? I cannot sense it. I cannot... You are my prey. Oh, what? Oh, no! Weiss, my friend! Weiss! No! He was so young. Yep. all my parties set up in one area. Okay. Interesting. So you probably don't have enough time for a full combat. We might have to wait until we actually play this next time. Okay. Interesting. Protect the choir master. Okay, so he's still alive. Let's see. Save. Okay. Sneaky space hobbits is. Interesting. I think I might actually play this again next week. I think I might actually play this again next week. Because I do... We went like, what, like 2 weeks without playing it? Start the battle. What do we have? 𝕿𝖌𝖚𝖊𝖊? What? Stravos? Who? Annis? Who? Adeline? What? Thaddeus? Are these like old... It's like the souls of departed... Like astropaths? Is that what this is? Astropath. Warp apparition. Annis. Warp apparition. Ooh, look at this. Oh, of course, snipers. Mad Chapel Guard. Chapel Guard. Chapel Guard. Oh, look, like 2 snipers. Okay. This is going to be an interesting fight. Looks like there is... We got here. We got... Antonis. Chaos. Okay. Psychic Shriek. Misfortune. Curse Accretion decreases dodge for 1 round. Okay. We got here 𝕿𝖌𝖚𝖊𝖊. So like they're all like deceased astropaths and deceased chapel guards. I think that's what their deal is. Yeah, I think I am going to play this next week. Stravos. Okay, Warp Shield. What's that? Absorbs damage for 1 turn. Twisting Path. Reduce the target's resolve by -2 for the next 2 turns. Boo! Target must also pass a willpower test or become staggered until their next turn. Okay. What is this? It's... Wait, you have a Ghost Melt-A-Gun? Is that cheating? Feels cheating to have a Ghost Melt-A-Gun. Okay. Well, interesting. At least we have good cover, like a lot of good cover from the snipers. Generally, it doesn't like give us that. And let's see here. Okay, interesting. So, like these guys are all up in the open. Like, what's my initiative like? We got 𝕿𝖊𝖏, Stravos. So 𝕿𝖊𝖏 can just run up here. Sort of. Wait, where am I? Oh, I'm like all the way back. Wait, why the hell did they put me back here, man? I hate it when they do this. They like pick up all your party members, which are in like more defensive locations, and they put them like in the stupidest location in the map. Okay, well I can't really get there in 1 turn. But where's the snipers? Snipers are over here. Is there another set of snipers? No. So just one set of snipers, so we can go this way and hug the wall and kill Thaddeus. Let's just do... Oh, and Lord Guppo. Wait. Interesting. Anyways, guys. Guys, thank you very much for attending my stream once more. You guys are all amazing, beautiful people who deserve all the love in the world. Just to let you know. So yeah, I am going to... I'll put this on the schedule for next week. We'll be playing again next Sunday. So I'm excited about this week. So we're going to be playing... going to Neverwinter Nights. I actually played Neverwinter Nights 2 years ago. I never actually played Neverwinter Nights 1. Mostly Neverwinter Nights 1 was just a delivery system for like an online D&D campaign. So a lot of the initial campaign of Neverwinter Nights 1 was supposedly not really that fantastic, but the DLC campaign that they put out, which is Shadows of the Undertide and Hordes of the Underdark, is supposedly like pretty decent, right? So we're going to be playing essentially Advanced or Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition. I have a mod that lets me... It's a mod pack that has additional classes, additional races, and we're actually going to be playing GD Bogstep. We're going to do a hag spawn monk, which is like the child of a hag, a male child of a hag, and a human, I think it is. But we're going to be playing that. I'm actually interested in playing like very interesting characters. Playing interesting characters. Anyways, whatever. So yeah, this Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to play that. Generally, I don't do RPGs on Wednesday, so we might start it on Wednesday and then move it to a different day. Maybe. I'll have to kind of like figure that out. But I do want to actually play through the entire campaign. So if you want to support that, I also want to eventually move on to playing more Neverwinter Nights player campaigns also, just to kind of do that, because we play also other games that are like has player made content, like the essentially the Zelda Maker and Mario Maker and stuff like that. So doing like a D&D Maker essentially would actually be pretty cool. I'm really interested to try that out. Thursday is normal. We're going to be doing Master Magic. I'm going to try to do no more save scubbing in Master Magic from this point on. I'm going to try to learn, and we'll see how that goes. Saturday, I guess we're going to be doing Chrono Cross. We're going to try to get through that. And then I guess the following Sunday, we're going to be doing Road Trader again. So with that said, thank you guys very much. Remember to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch if you want to help me out. And yeah, I will talk to you later. Be cool to each other, treat each other well, and have an amazing week, guys. Bye-bye.